Hello, hello, hello. I'm speaking to you from the void, a place in time and space where color does not exist. Nigga, please, it's your boy, Black Pedro with another. No, Savage AF. Forget your feelings. Facts matter, guys. I don't think this is going to be a Dro Solo edition. First of all, we're back. Okay, we back. A little delay this week. Had some conflicts, things to do, rehab. But we back. Shang is traveling from the valley right now, but he'll be back. I see peeps over on Instagram. Shalina Bana, Good Humor Wasted, Big Heavy Daddy. I don't even enjoy saying that out loud. Scoob7, I see you. Dove Rudnick, bro, I owe you a call. I'll admit it out loud in front of the world. And I'm sorry for this, but you're going to laugh your ass off when you hear this. I'll tell you later. Here's the thing. Lady Hazel May, I also see you over on YouTube. Maya Baker. Good Humor Wasted is on both platforms doing the real work. Okay. What they call God's work. What it is, though, Savage AF, man, we are here for you. Monday through Friday, typically. Not this week, obviously. Mostly at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But before we get into that, just know that you can find us live, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram simultaneously. And that's why I appreciate Good Humor Wasted, because she, she's as far as I can tell, she's on both right now. I'm looking at two different tabs and two different windows, and I'm seeing two Good Humors Wasted. Oh, I finally understand. You drunk all the time. She's good humor and wasted. Okay, girl. Okay. Cheers. That shit just hit me. I was like, no, you're not wasting your humor, but now I understand you are good humor. Wasted. Cool. I could totally relate. Listen, if you ever miss us live, just know that you're probably wasted. And good humor agrees, But sometimes you wake up the next day and you're like, oh man, I missed the show. I was wasted. Our YouTube channel is there for you. Consider it the rehab for Savage AF. If you ever miss us, you can get back right back quick. Back, you can recover. YouTube.com/C/Savage AF World, all one word. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Oh, I went the wrong way for a second. You see it there at the bottom of the screen. And, if you're not on YouTube, we are on Facebook as well, Savage A.F. along with your grandmama in them. But besides that, you can also get us on Instagram. Me, myself, personally, at Black Pedro. Also, shout out at comedian Shang, SHANG. That's on Instagram. And then there's a twin cousin app for Instagram. It's called Threads or Thread. Get it in at Black Pedro at comedian Shang. Did we do everything? I don't know. Is that enough education? Speaking of Dove Rudnick, shout out. Just know that, and I didn't have time today to pull in the flyer, but I'm gonna give it to y'all. But just know that there's a monthly show at the Miracle Theater in Inglewood, California. Yay! It's a historic theater in a historic neighborhood, downtown Inglewood. Seriously joking, although I'm not joking. Seriously. Seriously Joking is the name of the series. I've been fortunate enough and blessed to host it Your boy Dove Rudnick. He is the producer, creator. We're out in the M Bar out front, usually the last Tuesday of every month. So this Tuesday, March 26th, we've got a great lineup for you guys. 8 o'clock show. And I'm not sure if we're doing an open mic this month, but if we are, that's fire too. But either way, great show, great lineup. I'll have the details for you tomorrow, Monday, all weekend. Don't worry about that, guys. But just know, Miracle Theater, Tuesday, 8 p.m. I got you live. Let's go. That being said, we should probably, when I say we, I'm completely by myself right now. But Shang is probably parking right now. What you doing, girl? Having a glass of a 2019, I'm sorry, Petit Verdot. Cheers. Cheers to that. Well, go ahead, girl. You classy. That's French. Enchanté. Actually, in France, I think they say chin chin, which doesn't sound French at all. But Dahlia Purple 01, I see you over on Instagram. All right. Shang should be here shortly. We'll see how he's navigating this this drive time traffic. Sean Stubbs, I see you as well. Sandy English, stay safe in the streets. Lady Hazel May. All right. We back, man. So I was just gonna freestyle a few things. It is Thursday, March 21st, 2023. Shit, it's 2024. Start that over, man. It's Thursday, March 21st, 2024. In the time-space continuum. I think I got my timelines crossed. And now I'm in one of the Avenger movies. Whatever. we can make things better, man. Pack Hawk 19, I see you. All right. Listen. We back. Took a few days off, you know what I'm saying? But we're back. So what is there to talk about? Savage AF, fuck your feelings, facts matter. We talk about politics, hot topics, and current events, and I don't give a fuck kind of style. For now, I'm your only host, but I'm Black Pedro. Shang should be here in a minute. He's in these streets. It's 3:13. That's Detroit time. What up, though? 313. Let's go. I think the main thing I'd like to start off with is, and this goes out to all of, those true Americans, patriots, Christians, MAGAites or maggots, as they may be, but all of those MAGA people out there. Cheers, chin chin, slancha, salud. Your boy is broke. Your whole president is broke. Donald just can't pay his bills. Trump. That's what the J stands for. Just can't pay no bills. Trump. Damn sure ain't got no $450-something million. Laser. Okay, that's a lot of money. It's $500 million almost. Shalina Boehner, do you see what I'm saying over on? I hope I'm saying your name right. Some of the Instagram names, they're hard to read sometimes because it just be a bunch of letters jumbled up and shit. So you can't always, you'd be like, what's your name? Ayarana Ruinirin, and it's like Winford Jones. But I don't laugh at this. This is your whole president is broke. This is not funny. I'm saying it right. Okay, Shalina. All right, we appreciate that. But don't be like this is real shit. This nigga's about to get bought by Saudi Arabia like a bitch in a strip club in Dallas. Come with me, I take you place. Get in boat, I go, and we go. If y'all let Donald Trump be president again, this nigga's going, his whole booty gonna get bought. It's either gonna be Putin or the goddamn Saudis. And they already bought the son-in-law and the daughter. Why why not get the whole package? I'm just imagining Saudis just collecting Trump's like figurines on a goddamn mantle or some shit. They're like, okay, we have the son-in-law, the daughter. It's really we want to do, put him on the shelf right here. Just and that's how big Donald Trump is to them. But and thank you, Maya. We'll talk about this later. She's presenting some ideas. GOP presented their plan to cut Social Security, Medicare, defund police, education, talking about traveling backwards in time. But yeah, for now, Maya, stick with me on Trumpty Dumpty is Brokety Dokety. And this was for me the the piece de resistance with which is like the apex, the thing we're all here for with Letitia James case, especially, which is what this is stemming from. This is Trump lying about the value of his properties in order to gain loans, and then re-lying in order to not pay taxes. And this is the joy of it. This is what we're here for. It's to watch this black woman, Letitia James, break this white boy's pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give me your shit. Okay, cool. Jenga langa lang. Do I got my keys on me? This is that was the wine. This is Letitia James outside of Trump Tower. Like, yeah, nigga. she doing that thing. She doing the spin thing. Like, yeah, y'all got my money or you know what I'm saying? She showing up to spots like, yeah, so about that 450 million. Mm-hmm. No, get the tables too. Mm-hmm. And the computer. Yep, no, not that planter. That's us, the sculpture, all of that. Everything inside is mine's. And I hope I hope she has a real, because she's an upstanding woman, highly educated, powerful. But I hope the most ghetto part of her comes out that day when she goes to take Trump's buildings, is because he ain't got no money. And she's just like, yes. That's mine's. That's mine's. All of this is mine's. That's ours is. I hope it breaks down so bad like that. She just, because she deserves to be free for a day. And she's like, yes, nigga, get out, get your shit. Yeah, the whole waiting to exhale. Get your shit. Get your shit. And she set some stuff on fire. Oh, man. All right. It's just what I'm waiting for. Jared Kushner wants to kick Palestinians out of Gaza and develop beachfront properties. Well, it's not that he wanted to kick them out, Maya, but what I heard is that he's like, well, Gaza's pretty much done. Might as well start over. And guess what I've got for you? We call it Casa de Genocide. And but no. And these are all real estate swindlers. Understand that Jared Kushner also comes from a slumlord background, right? His father, known slumlord, so that's that gig for them. But at this point, they're into the gentrification business on a global scale, for sure. And based on that statement by Kushner, it don't sound like he has any plans to invest in his fucking father-in-law, right? Because right now, your boy Trumpty Dumpty is not only hitting up donors for political campaigns, but he was like, okay, we got this rally next week. Need a check for that. But also, do you want to put in on this bond? Because when I say your boy is broke, I mean that Donald Trumpty Dumpty cannot secure a bond with any credible agency. So that's why he might have to sit on a Saudi Arabian mantle as a little toy for them to play with. We have just bought an American president. Muhahaha. And not to make Saudi or the empire sound, the kingdom sound nefarious, but fuck, bro. If America got a president for sale, nigga, I'd buy one. If I could, bro, if I could buy an American president, like, bro, yeah, like you like Fat Joe at that point. I'm just a collector. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Trump. I'm not what, but I just got it. He got a shoe. I got to get the shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. If I could buy an American president, I'd do it too. So cheers, Saudi Arabia. Hope you get the best price. But America, it's up to it's up to us to make sure that Donald Trump isn't the motherfucking president because he's for sale now, right? Woo! Got that out. He can't afford his bond. There's like probably 7 people in America who could afford his bond, but he ain't one of them. $450 million he cannot get, and that's above. I round it down, but he cannot get a bond secured for this. So what does a man like this do? Does he drop out of race, go to jail over this? No, he's gonna sell his ass to the highest bidder. Saudi Arabia, North Korea, Iran, just you know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't give a fuck. Doesn't he would not give a fuck, bro. Putin, Russia, he would definitely he already in there. He's like added to my bill. And he's like, and could you get this? They're gonna start treating him like a little, little chick shopping on Rodeo on Zaddy's card. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be, yeah, no, go ahead and get you a little another indictment. It's all good. Shay Martin, I see you. What's going on? We holding this down. Hopefully Shang isn't too caught up in traffic, but he should be in here soon. New York is in the house. No, absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna give a shout out, another shout out to New York, because it is New York that ultimately your attorney general, Tish James, you know what I'm saying? She got the keys to the Trump palace right now. She out there jangling them things. Like, you pay up or all this shit is mines. Mines. So I give you her props because she's the first to really get them. Shay, you in the bed under covers and you cold, girl. Oh my goodness. That's why we don't live in on the that's I left. I left the whole East Coast. I left weather behind me. In LA, a few sprinkles outside. It's like, see you next week. I ain't going out in that bullshit. Right now, it's beautiful outside. It is gorgeous where I live. And I'm sorry, I ain't trying to fuck with your life like that, but there's a whole other coast where that shit don't happen. I mean, our winter in LA, we get cold at night. You know what I'm saying? 2, 3, 4 hours. Sun come back up, whatever. Ladies, you could throw on some Uggs and some shorts or whatever. Like women do that out here. They wear Uggs, shorts, a sports bra, a scarf, and a hat. And they be, asking for a cold brew coffee. I don't know. You've never been, you've never been to Cali? I get it. It's far. It's not close. I had never been to California until I moved here. And guess what I never did again? Moved anywhere else. Born in Detroit, went to school in New Jersey. I was in this motherfucker for 4.5 hours and was like, yeah, we good. No, I can fuck with LA because I see what y'all doing already. I know I can see it out here. Oh, nigga, I can just get a taco right here. A tacos just drove by. God damn. You know what I mean? It's just simple shit out here. It's like the weather's nice. The food is on the street. Go get something, go back home. And now they got Uber, which is like our subway. So you could just stay drunk all day. Right? Ain't that right? Good humor. Wasted. Ha. Dick's Pics. I see you over on Instagram. What's going on, man? One of my acting inspirations. Very talented young lady. Make sure you follow her, Dick's Pics, over on IG. Oh, I also see Trey Love out there. Listen to Lewis 3. Make sure you follow that brother too. Also very funny. All right, man. So okay. You know, I started off the show, and maybe I'll just be solo today. But I know some of y'all ride with me, so I pocketed it earlier, but now I'm gonna pull it out. That we're gonna act like there's a pocket here. I'm gonna pull it back out, and bam, Maya Baker. She said GOP presented their plan to cut Social Security, Medicare, defund police, and education. Good job, Mike Johnson. Psh, bro. You know, it's like some of these motherfuckers are like pure dickheads, but act like they're not. But Mike Johnson is just like, God damn it, I'm a piece of shit. And I'm just gonna be nice while I'm doing it, but I'm gonna be it. And you're right, Maya. Now these are not. This is like news, but not news as well. But should be talked about because it's news. But these are not new GOP ideas, right? The grand old party. More emphasis on the old. It's not grand or really a party. Shit ain't fun. White guys who can't dance, you know. I know ladies love security and money, but goddamn, you want to cut a rug every now and then. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The GOP is always the only welfare, the only socialism they believe in is for the wealthy, right? They believe the government should subsidize the wealthy and nobody else. So when we talk about cutting Social Security, it's like, yes, there's no need to bolster the middle and lower class economically, right? Like, no, none of those people should be guaranteed a future. Like, just only the multi-million and billionaires. Medicare, like, just buy a doctor. I moved mine into my third house behind my second house, which is behind my house. Defund the police? Well, now you sound real BLM-ish, but whatever. It's just because they're not working for you anymore like you wanted them to, right? Like that's the construct of police, right? Even in Europe, the whole idea of police came from the wealthy paying and arming militias to protect them from the masses that they were stealing from, right? In America, same shit, right? But they want to defund the police, like on the federal, like they don't want the FBI looking at their shit. Like they want local yokels, yeah, yeah. Like of course, put more racist white guys on police forces, yeah, all about that. But you know, the FBI who might be able to hold the president accountable, nah, we're not gonna do that. That's that's not what we're talking about. And then education. Maya mentions last. It's like, the dumber the people are, the better off they will be. But also the way they're shaping education, right? Which is a whole other aspect. So they're always going to be pushing to defund public education, um, while also shaping it in a way that serves to try to shield, I think, white kids from feeling. It's like, well, I don't want my kids to feel bad about this. It's a feeling, dog. Like you talk about it, you work through it. It's therapeutic. Bunch of people make a lot of money doing that shit every year. Helping people with their feelings. Feelings is nothing wrong with feelings, bro. And so white people are scared that their children are gonna feel. Some white people, and so then they just start erasing histories so that nobody has to talk about things that happen. And even though they stay the same now, and then it's like, all right, but nothing's changed, so we need to talk about this. And they're like, oh, why are you still talking about it? It's just like, bro, we're not going to get anywhere like this. All right, let me try and see, oh, Miss is in here. Is this thing on? Well, what you talking about? What you got to say? Get in here, Miss. All right, let me see. I'm trying to catch up on some of the comments because I just been talking and drinking wine, hoping somebody's listening. Good humor wasted. Did you hear about the teacher who got fired for an OnlyFans? I'm too old for that shit. But send me the link to the OnlyFans. I don't like to talk about nothing unless I've done my research. She only got $42K a year as a teacher, but got $1 million on OnlyFans. If I were you, I would just reframe that whole shit. I'd be like, did you see that influencer who teaches kids? Like, put your real job first. Fuck it. You ain't no teacher that has an OnlyFans. Please send me the link. First of all, I don't really know what it is, but obviously you got a big booty. So you got a big booty and you could teach. What's wrong with that? Nothing, right? A teacher with an OnlyFans sounds bad, but an OnlyFans influencer who also takes out time from her day of ass clapping and dropping that thing like it's hot to spend time with the kids. I'm sorry. She gets to me, man. But if you got an OnlyFans influencer who has the heart, not just shaped in the back, but a real heart inside her chest, and she takes the time to spend with the kids and only asks for $42,000 a year, god damn. And that's the sound of her ass clapping. God damn it. Give it up for her, or at least let her give it up for me. Miss Adverb says you don't need a big ass to do OnlyFans. If she wasn't doing big ass shit, then nobody would care that she's a teacher. If her OnlyFans was teaching, like if she was just doing tutoring on OnlyFans, then yeah, she'd be no way be taught, like she wouldn't have got fired or whatever. Miss Adverb says you like feet. Everybody does. There are people out there without feet who are like, man, I wish I had some feet. Okay, there ain't nothing wrong with liking feet. I love my feet. up on them right now. I do stand up, not ankle up, nigga. I'm down. I'm 10 toes down. Love feet. Y'all niggas wish y'all could shame me with the shit I share with y'all. If I shared it with you, it's because I'm prepared to defend my position. I got 10 reasons why I love my feet. Shut your mouth. You like feet. Whatever. Like, oh, I'm the weirdo now? I mean, got pedophiles and motherfucker. Matt Gaetz is in office, and you like Pedro like feet. Okay. Okay. So what? So what if I do? Shang better chime in because I'm making stupid puns right now. Sexy Puerto Rican, I see you. Shalina over on Instagram says, "Don't let them defeat you." And you know what this is? This is a cabinet fight because Miss right here with her weird ass icon avatar shit has none of this. Is a woman talking to us right now. If they don't have the money, they will make the money. But she's actually our Minister of Defense. Usually we put her on troll patrol, and anybody who jumps in, she gets on the ass. By the way, if you're over on my Instagram and you're not following us on the YouTube channel, just know we got a whole other comment section over on YouTube that really does go off. So yeah, youtube.com/C/SavageAFWorld is scrolling at the bottom. Come on in. Lady Hazel May says another teacher was fired because she was a rapper and made a video with her students. Like a rap video with her students, right? That's what we talking about? That's what we talking about, right? A rap video? I mean, it depends on the content. And I don't know if times are changing and we have to, I didn't grow up in a time when, okay, yes, a rap video, Lady Hazel May confirms. It could depend on the content, right? Like if it's like some ass clap video, yeah, whatever. I've seen videos of teachers that are doing educational raps, rhymes with their students. And that's to me a beautiful thing. But I didn't grow up in an era where we lined up outside the classroom and everybody had a separate handshake with the teacher and shit like like, but those videos are like always cool to me. But I'm like, y'all wasting a lot of time. Like all y'all niggas should be sitting in class right now and writing stuff. Like I love that your teacher got all these DAPSISs, but in overcrowded classroom, you got 65 kids, nigga. By the time you dap up the last nigga, not only are you tired and out of breath, but you got 12 minutes now to teach all the algebra you can. But that's what I'm saying. Like maybe times are changing. I don't know. And whatever. Sandy English said, "So what? Heal, yes." Okay. I see what you did. I see what you did. Right there, girl. You stupid. Oh, somebody's edible kicked in. But yeah, if teachers have to use different methods to reach students now, I can't judge that. You know what I'm saying? I can't judge that, right? Ben Yosef, I see you over on IG, bro. What's good, man? What's good? And this is a good humor wasted, and we could tell you wasted because you used too many O's on that too at the end, but it's all good. She said people ain't going into teaching like they used to. Why the fuck would they when you could ass clap for $1 million on OnlyFans instead of making 42,000? And then you gotta clap every kid's hands. And your kids be dirty. They be like, "I'm about to do my handshake with teacher," and then you clap, germ, nigga. It's probably how the pandemic started. Just a bunch of third graders outside, like, yeah, with their motherfucking English teacher, and it's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Again, If that's what the teachers need to do to connect with their students, beautiful. We were taught to get in the room and sit your ass down. Shut the fuck up. Takes a lot of time to dap up here. I'm like, how you remember this? Even in sports, like you might have had a special shake with your homie, but like, bro, if I'm on a team, I ain't about to do 65 different handshakes with y'all motherfuckers. Like, it's you're like, bruh, like we wasting practice time. All right, wait, hold on. I missed one. Good Humor Wasted said, I like to put my toes in apple pies. I wonder if anyone would pay to see that on OnlyFans. Send me the video, girl, and I'll help you decide. At Black Pedro on Instagram. Black Pedro, and she was a Detroit teacher. You just sent me the link. All right, well, I'm gonna check it out, man. You know, I do know that as a product of the Detroit public school system, yeah, they had to get creative in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, oh shit, oh shit, oh, oh shit, man.
Bag on the ground is from I got an iPhone finally.
Well, goddamn, boy, welcome to the damn thing, man. Shit. What's that? You got a new phone? You got an iPhone now?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I had to,
Dog, listen, hold on.
I had the
That iPhone is for you now? That's for you?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I need y'all to understand that this is a moment in history.
Oh, stop it.
This is like the moment that the party switched in America and
no.
the Republicans became the crackers and the Democrats became I'm not whatever the fuck they are now. But listen, your boy Shangy Dang Doodly Doo has been a Mac dude computer wise for decades, right?
But a droid man.
But an Android man. And I'm like, bro, why don't you just like it's why I switched from Android to an iPhone because I was like, well, I only use Mac products outside of phones. So why would I? Because I kept having to have, I kept trying, you know. All right, well, you know, that's a bold choice for your first one.
What?
I'm gonna go ahead and say, you know, no, let them know.
The red.
Step on out there.
All right,
that shit look fuchsia. You be making fun of my salmon shirts, nigga. That shit look fuchsia.
The only reason I'm late, I literally came in about 20 minutes ago. The agency literally hit me up and don't have my hotel information for tomorrow night in Livermore, California, at the goddamn Almost Famous Winery. And I was like, yo, where my hotel shit at? I'm supposed to be staying at the Hawthorne Suites, nigga.
Yeah, give me my shit. Lady Hazel May did identify that was pink.
It was pink?
Yeah. I mean, you know.
I'm going to put a cover on it.
Bitch, I said what I said. I don't care.
You might be right.
Red. Yeah, you know.
You
get a cover. You need a cover to protect it. I would choose an opaque one. Get your nice
I'm gonna give
black opaque.
Yeah, but no, man. That's the only reason I was late jumping in. I just needed to. We kept going back and forth for like, I need my hotel. I can't. I'm not.
Wow.
What you want me to do? So
Miss is attacking me now. She says, Knuckle, you rolled a white bitch for your first iPhone. Leave daddy alone. He's moving on up. So she's celebrating you and trying to put me down. First of all, you're right, but I did what I had to do to get my iPhone. Fuck you. You can't judge me.
All right. Well, yeah. But aside from that, what's up, everybody in the feed? I see you. I found out why I got flagged on IG. That's why I can't do the IG live.
That's why you want to be
it's actually my IG. It's not the connection here. So that is what's going on with that shit. Yeah. And I wanted to say, first off, fuck all the judges that are involved in the
Wait, so I'll tell you what I've talked about.
okay, because
Real quick,
I'm
just so
already
you know
on that.
just so you know what we have actually touched on,
And take all that property. Go
and
ahead.
then put it, put it in. But yeah, keep like so. I started off just clowning the entire MAGA planet as well as the Republican Party in general for having a presidential candidate who's broke and who's
Begging for money.
from anywhere from Saudi Arabia to South Dakota, but it could easily end up as a mantelpiece on the Saudi Arabian mantle in one of their palaces. Like,
Oh
and look,
yeah, he's
I
gonna
own presidents and
yes.
shit like that. And then we also talked about the GOP releasing their new budget plan to reduce, Social Security, Medicare benefits, education. So yeah, just like same old shit, but
It's a shit show.
new plan to do
But
it a
this
new
is the
way.
shit show about it. Okay, bottom line is, what is their policies other than something that fucks over the middle class and the underclass? They literally have nothing that they could point to say, "Hey, we're trying to help you, the little people,"
No,
and they just don't do that. So the bottom line is right now, the way I'm seeing it, if the Democrats can't beat, they beat. And Sexy Puerto Rican came to the shows. Let them know, Sexy Puerto Rican. The shows were packed to the guilds, and the people was rocking
in
it.
Vegas, rocked it out.
Vegas, yeah,
That shit.
rocking it out. Shout out to Cody Wood. He was funny as hell. I
Oh
do
man, that
want
brother's
Pedro
hilarious.
on the shows because Pedro is a monster. And when y'all see him live, you'll love him to death. And I didn't met him too long ago to be giving him the fake smoke up the ass treatment. So
You know me. I don't need nothing up my ass.
yeah. See what I'm saying? But
You
no,
know
that's what old people say. Don't be blowing smoke up my ass now. I don't know where they got that
when
shit
was that
from.
a thing? It's like, how does this weed thing work? Open your
So you
booty.
blew it up
Like,
my ass.
like no.
Why? No, but Sexy Puerto Rican.
And Cody is hilarious. Shout
Yeah,
out to
Cody was
Cody
strong.
Woods, man. Follow
And
him
we
on
had good
Instagram.
shows. We had really
He
good
was
shows,
hilarious, yo.
really consistent good shows, and it was a banger. It was definitely a good time.
All
But
right,
aside
so
from that,
wait, so you were I'm sorry, you came in hot. I was just letting you know you were saying fuck all the judges.
right, especially the judge that's trying to push back even further with Trump, that she's already been, sanctioned twice. She's been sanctioned twice for her fuckery. Um,
Alien Cannon, is that who you're talking about?
yeah, cannonball. Yeah, she
And I
is trying to
believe she's the judge, just to clarify, in the documents
in
case
the
in
documents case.
Florida, right? I
She's in the
think.
documents
Am I
case,
right? I don't
and
know.
what she's trying to do is by saying either being frighteningly incompetent, or or she's purposely on Trump's side trying to push the election so it's further and further and further down the
Yeah,
road.
just
And
buying
and
time.
and and also the fact that we know that's his skis, and they're letting him get away with it in some of the other situations, except for the criminal case, which will be in a month, pertaining to Stormy Daniels fucking around on his wife with a porn. Is she either a porn star or a stripper? She's a porn star, and so that's going to be happening
Yeah.
because they said no. We're a month. We pushed it a month. That's it. You gotta step up. And
I
I
think
think
that's the Alan Bragg case where
yeah, right.
he used
They
campaign
released
funds.
they released paperwork that they could have got a year ago, but they showed that he requested it. It's all a fuck show. It's this white people trying to let this white and orange cunt stick off the fucking hook, and we see it. Why isn't the Democrats lobbying this? Also, another thing coming in hot: Biden, the Biden fucking bullshit where they try to impeach him. They ain't got no evidence, and they still trying to push it. And it's the nigga Coon Cage suit. I head coon in charge. What's his name? Head looked like a lollipop with a beard on it.
Oh, Byron Donald
Yeah,
out of Florida.
yeah, man. Check this out, Byron Donald. I don't know if you get a chance, but when you get a chance, get yourself a steamy plate of dicks and munch, you coon cage bitch ass bitch. Sorry.
He I feel like he would be one to order half and half, like half steamed dicks and half fried dicks, and he would save the fried dicks because He didn't want to eat them in front of the white people, but he
Yeah,
loved
he
fried
loved
dick.
fried dicks.
You know what I'm saying? So
No,
like
and
they call him fried dicking.
one more thing pertaining to what you were talking about. If you look at the way they're going about it, if you go look at the way they're going about it pertaining to not only the Republicans, we know they're fucking gone. They're bananas. They're wackadoos, bunch of wackadoos. Um, I think that right now, if the Democrats can't capitalize on all the fuckery that you just said that's happening with Trump, pertaining to the 400 and almost no, $500 million he owes, how do you think he's gonna get our shit together financially if the motherfucker ain't got his shit together financially? You know what I'm saying? I'm not
No,
gonna
no, I
go.
mean you can't have a president for sale. I was saying earlier, saying like I don't even blame the Saudis. Like, yeah, bro. Like, if you got a U.S. president for sale, like, and I can
I'd buy
afford it,
him.
I'd nigga, bro.
I'd buy him.
Like I said, like I was Fat Joe. Like, no, I don't like these sneakers. I'm just a collector.
I'm a
You know what I'm
collector.
saying? Like,
And they
I don't like
collected
them,
him.
dude. I
Now,
just
how can we possibly
all
be
right.
okay? Here we go. Hey Ben. Hey Ben. Hey Ben. First off, Ben.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Hey
show.
Ben, let me tell you something, Ben. That's what you would Ben, you just go, look here, Ben. I'm trying to tell you something.
What he
Ben,
did.
Ben, stop.
So
Stop it.
he does say Trump was president, and this is in reference to the documents case. He said Trump was president and Biden wasn't. Trump could have documents. Biden had no right to have docs. Stop emotional and look at the law.
That's not true at all. Oh
Yeah,
God,
man.
Ben.
Hey, brother.
Ben.
We connect in a lot of ways, but you off on this one, man. Bro,
Ben,
you're off on this
have
one.
you been licking windows and
So
eating crayons?
So here's what literally happened, and we found that this has happened over many presidencies, whether it was Reagan's journal or
All
notebook
kind of shit.
or just some whatever, right? Like presidents often take documents, right, and then the National Archive is like, oh no, you actually can't have those, right?
And they
Like you
return them.
and then every president except for Donald. I just need $450 million. Trump has returned the documents, no problem. But when the National Archives are like, oh, sorry, sir, you have some documents that you shouldn't have, he was like, oh, my bad. Here they go. And then they looked at him and they were like, no, this isn't everything we asked for. And he was like, fuck you, they're mine. Precious,
Yeah,
precious,
and he
right?
ran off.
And then they
He
had
ran
to
off in the
fucking
woods.
go in and go take him out. And he's like, they raided my home. It's like, nigga, they told you and you said come through, so stop playing.
Stop
But the
it
reality is he has no right to own those documents.
at
Neither
all.
did Joe Biden. And even a step beyond that, the Biden administration, the current one, realized, oh shit, this box has documents we shouldn't have, and they gave him back. And beyond that, Donald Trump has now been known to not only possess documents he shouldn't have,
Brag about
but
it.
be in meetings with people and like, yo, you seen this Russian nuclear sub shit?
Yeah.
Like it was the latest edition of
He
X-Men or some
uses
shit.
it
Like,
to brag. He uses it to boast. Why are y'all
and he's
acting
probably going to
braggers
use it to make money
to make
to
money
pay
to
for his
pay for his legal
$450
bills?
fucking million debt.
You white fucking people and the black people, the few black people and the 8%. I don't know why they try to act like there's some huge percentage of black people. You stupid crackers that are out there using your money to get him off the hook with his legal fucking monies. You are an idiot. He's not using none of that money for his election or to make your life better. He's using it to get out of trouble from fuck shit he did. I'm so sick of y'all
Like,
stupid. And it is Caucasians, primarily the people that the snow monkeys flat out are the ones that are rocking with him. And you can say that I'm being racist, but imagine the amount of names and that white people not only have said, but that detrimental shit they did to us. I have never hung a white person from a tree, cut off his balls, put them in his mouth, and then had a picnic afterwards. So until that happens, y'all can kiss my ass when I say crackers or snow monkeys or rice heathens or whatever word I come up with. Y'all need to just take it on the chin because you have shown from the history of you, what you're trying to erase our history, that you were horrendous orc human beings. The shit you did
Invisa apes. I'm gonna call them
exactly
Invisa apes.
what you've done to women and children and men for no reason other than looking at a white woman, and you decide to beat a man to death with a hammer. So
Right.
until that happens, suck a dick.
Over on my IG, and I'm gonna bring it back, just so motherfuckers don't think I'm lying or nothing and making up shit. But Ben Yosef does say, he says Biden is for sale to them. People.
That's not. Why are you making shit up, Ben?
He said he asked, did we watch the hearing on Biden?
Yes. Okay, now what? Yes.
I didn't watch it.
I watched it. It was a crock of shit. They asked him if
the clips I saw, everything they did was shot down.
It was shot down. And it was shot down by Republicans. Why are y'all acting brand new? The people that are going after him, the people that are flipping on him, aside from the little Nazi hate the Jews fucking crew, because there's a crew of them too. And he said you're not a good Jewish person if you vote with Biden, and you're a bad Jew and all this other shit. If you're a bad Jew, if you don't side with Israel, even though Israel can be checked just like anybody else that fucks up. But the bottom line is, what are you talking about, Ben? What are you talking about? Trump moved the documents twice, he was trying to hide them
from the National Archives.
Your boy is an incompetent criminal, and the white people structure around him keep letting him get a pass because he of privilege. It is not anybody black or anybody else. In fact, I saw one of the people on MSNBC says, "God damn, white people was lucky as fuck."
Yeah, man.
Who gets a? Could Pedro get it? Let's put it. Could Black Pedro get away with hiding documents? There are soldiers that accidentally took documents and were in jail for 3 years. Now,
I don't think this. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm over here reading my IG. No, I'm gonna give it to you. I got. I'm gonna give this back just to. But Ben Yosef now says, as president, he can, of his own accord, release any docs, stop being emotional. He gave billions of dollars to people committing genocide. So I think in the first statement, you're saying that Donald Trump, as president, can release any docs he wants to. I'm gonna honestly say I don't have the complete knowledge on that. I'm gonna say that, but also be like, I don't think that's the way that works. Like when some of these documents were supposed to be like in a SCIF, these secured rooms, I don't think you can just the president has a lot of power, but I really don't think that's the way that works.
He can't just think about it and it changes. Get the fuck Ben.
But then Ben also says he gave billions of dollars to people committing genocide. And in that statement, I think you're talking about Joe Biden now.
Yes, he's talking about Joe Biden.
He's funding Israel, but
Congress.
Congress does the funding, right? The Congress is the money, not the presidency. And also, realistically, any president of the United States would have backed Israel up to this point. And now the administration is talking slightly differently, but the United States will always back Israel like this. That's why it's there. So it's not like, oh, Joe Biden is stepping outside of American culture to do this wild thing. It's like, no, the only person stepping outside of American culture to do wild ass things, especially politically, is fucking Donald Trump, man. It's like, Ben, I honestly don't understand where you come from when you try to defend, and it sounds like defense of Trump, or at least at least it sounds like a normalization of Donald Trump's behavior, and that's a problem. It's like, this dude like he is not normal in any sense of being a president, and that's from like his diet, which consists of like McDonald's and whatever the fuck and diapers, um, to his thought process, his knowledge, his level of
He
education, his
doesn't have
intellect.
any.
Like he's not a normal U.S.
Right.
president.
He's not. He has no intellectual curiosity. He's incompetent as fuck. He's gone bankrupt, not on a slick way, out of necessities. There's other people who have done bankruptcy in slick ways. He did it because he didn't do the shit he was supposed to do. There are people he owes money to now. There are lawyers that he owes money to. He's a criminal. He has a criminal mind, but he's an incompetent fuck. Now you can say whatever you want pertaining to Biden and also Mike Pence, who had some documents and he returned them immediately, just like Biden returned them immediately. It wasn't he was trying to sell them or move them around to different bathrooms and shit like that. So it was fucking
in the shower, nigga.
Yeah,
this nigga got national secrets in the shower.
Just accept the L. That's the thing. Accept the L from shitty mouth shitty. Okay, just accept it. Your boy is a horrible at management. That's what the wild shit about these hillbilly white tribalist racist cracker fucks. You look to him like he's a winner. If you look at everybody he backed pertaining to Congress and the Senate, they lost. Not only that, it was supposed to be a red wave. It wasn't because of Trump backing them people. He backed Herschel Walker. We saw what happened with that.
These boots were made for walking.
Yeah. So I mean, and on and on and on. So anybody that's
talk about another member of the Fat Albert.
Yeah, Mushmouth.
Timothy.
Yeah, and so stop it, and all these other people. So I mean, I get you, Ben, but the bottom line is you got to back it with some fact. And the reason Republicans are in trouble, even though they still win because this is a racist ass country that does gerrymandering, it does redlining. They're trying to make it harder to vote with multiple IDs for people that are very aged. If you don't have your actual physical birth certificate, and say you're 100, say you're 98 years old, or not even 98, say you're 80 something, and you don't have it, you can't get the voter's ID. So you don't think that that's them trying to do that specifically, not only to a portion of white folks, they're doing it to black folks? You don't think they're targeting us with red line districting? Ben, wake the fuck up.
Me and I will say that over on the gram, on my gram, Ben is like he's not announcing Trump as his boy. So and that's what I'm saying. That's why it gets confusing for me, to be honest, because I know you don't support Donald Trump.
I don't know, Ben.
But
you do indirectly.
I mean, no, just for me, it's hard to say, like, it's hard to be like, oh, well, all presidents do this. But it's like, nah, Trump don't really do shit like all presidents do. Like, it's like true. His behavior is like really, really different. And you asked the question, which I always think is critical. She says Trump was in office for 4 years and had time to prove himself.
What did he do?
Did he do? And by the way, you could curse on this show. We do it all the time. Savage AF.
Savage
fuck your feelings,
AF.
Facts matter.
It's not Savage A.
What the fuck did he do, right? Shank, isn't that how that shit broke down with me and the one dude that I really debated about this shit? Is just like, I asked him, like, okay, well, then what did, and he's like, well, I don't know that. It's just like, bro, like,
well, shut the fuck up.
This shit, yeah, like, look, and at this point, I do know the things that Trump did. It's a tax cut and a few feet of wall relative to the whole border.
Right. That he didn't. That he never handled the way it was supposed to be handled. He did it because he's a racist. And then Mexican people, I don't know what's Mexican for ladder. I don't know if y'all know what's Mexican for ladder or tunnel. You make the wall, they're still going to get in. But
yeah, YT says DT. Donald Trump claims the economy was better off.
Well, he's lying.
Well, no, I mean,
but it wasn't his economy.
Economically, multimillionaire and billionaires did better.
Yeah.
And it's like how you want to look at the economy. Sure, you could be one-sided, but it's like if you want to help out 1% of the people and say that the economy, if you're part of that 1%, then yes, it was better. But like, if you're not part of the 1%,
You
then
didn't win.
maybe it wasn't. And that would
Also,
be 99%.
listen, you sucker ass. Hey, you sucker ass MCs. Okay. First off, the economy that he rode in on was Obama's economy. You can look it up, it's easily found. I debate with a whole bunch of Trump trolls on IG all the fucking time. The economy you're talking about was not his. There is no financial idea other than taking a tax break for the 1% of the 1%. Other than that, there's nothing he's done other than division, revenge, and elevate racism. Nazis feel proud enough to tiptoe around motherfucking Nashville out and without getting their ass kicked. I don't give a fuck if who you say it was. If they got their ass kicked, I wouldn't feel bad about it at all. Okay, Instagram is disconnected. What the?
Yeah, no. So I'm gonna reboot my Instagram just so we can bring it in. But I also believe that Days of Joy Entertainment (ENT) is Ben. He says this is Ben. So now he's in the YouTube. Let's go.
Okay, Ben.
Oh shit.
Can I say this to you? Name. Okay, no. Come on, Ben. Name this. I mean, right now, what Trump is running on. What is his number one priority? Don't say immigration because he's the one that blocked immigration.
No, this is so. I just not to interrupt too much, but like this is in Ben's position, right? Like he's not defending Trump. He's not defending Trump. Like I don't think he's saying that Trump is this good guy.
This is not. What is this?
But I think Ben is one of those guys that is like both Biden and Trump are equally bad for America.
Not true.
And that I think the argument is more that space. It's not like Ben's not a Trump supporter, right, Ben? And
okay, but everybody else in the feed, we got LG.
He's one of those people that's like he's just as bad, or Biden is just as bad.
Okay, well, let's go with the other people. Okay, you know why Biden is not as bad? Because if you look at the stuff that Biden has accomplished while he was in, and while he's president, and you look at the stuff that Trump accomplished while he was president, it's a false equivalency. If you look at the infrastructure bill, if you look at the bill, and I'm not just running off like just shit that I'm making up, I'm pulling out my ass, which I don't understand that either. That's saying, what, you pull that out your ass? No. How would you even?
How to get up there?
First off, I don't really put stuff up my ass to pull out my ass. But no, when you look at, if you look at medicine, trying to get it lower for seniors.
That happened.
Insulin.
AstraZeneca or one of the companies, it's $35 now for an inhaler that used to be like $645. I'm gonna get my charger. Go ahead.
Okay, but that's what we're talking about, Ben. So stop it. Stop with the cap. Stop the cap, son. Listen, I'm just trying to tell you, if you look at the factual situations pertaining to Ben, you're saying from a legal standpoint. Obviously, it's not legal from a legal standpoint because Biden actually was let off the hook, and a hook that he, pertaining to, the documents he had. Mike Pence is not going to jail for having documents. It's the obstruction of justice, hiding the documents, moving the documents, not giving the documents up when they were requested. I mean, that's just a fact, Jack. Take another plan, Stan. You acting like a toy, Roy. Don't listen to me. Y'all don't even know that song. I only know the words of that song. So I'm just trying to teach y'all something. The bottom line is Republicans are going to try to do some fuckery pertaining to this election. Also, the violence that is going to occur. Look at the trailer for Civil War, which they said is a brilliant movie that's coming out next week, or next week or this week. Basically, it is so close to home about Republicans getting their feelings hurt because they can't take a fucking L and deciding to, break off from a part of America, but at the same time try to take over a part of America. And that's scary. And that's what's happening. It's the same people who made The Purge, and they're making that movie, and they said it's brilliant. So that's what's going to happen. And that's why whenever Pedro come back, I'm going to ask him to keep all his guns loaded, because that's what's next. You knew the song, Maya? Wait a minute. Did you really know the song? Wow. Okay. Is it Simon and Garfunkel? So, hey, that's the end, Ben. Take the train, Drain. Don't be coy, Roy. Just listen to me. Yeah. Okay, here go Ben. You win, bro, because I can't type that fast. Well, then you could jump in, man. I ain't, man. Y'all ain't afraid of the smoke, nigga. You can do. Come on. Come on. Okay. Look, Maya said, absolutely, by the way, I stay locked and loaded and head on a swivel. And Ben, I'm ready to go. I'm waiting for Pedro to bring his ass back in here. And listen, what you're saying is hog boogie, hogwash. It is bull duggy. It's all bullshit. In fact, you need the bullshit monitor for some of the stuff you're saying. And I've got it here for you. It's all bullshit. Biden is not a worse choice than Trump, period. Biden is not the best choice, but he's not worse than Trump. He's not worse than when you try to, when you're trying to say, oh, but what about it? Oh, say, well, jump me in. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Okay, all right. Well, getting jumped in. Pedro don't know you getting jumped in, but you getting jumped in. Let's go. I just put the link. Anybody feel froggy and they want to jump in, leap. Ain't nobody scared of y'all. Jump in then. Yeah. Anybody else want to jump in? That's on you too. I'm talking shit.
I cannot find my fucking charger. My computer's gonna die.
You don't have a charger?
I have a charger. I believe somebody else moved it and has not informed me of that new location, because I usually keep it in one place. So
there he is.
Quite pissed about that.
Okay, Ben.
So he's coming in.
Hey man, quit doing that.
That's how you got your first restraining order. See, that's
Hey, listen, Shane, I heard what you said about me.
What?
And a man who got a body shaped like a juice box shouldn't be talking about people.
Okay, number one, I'm not shaped like a juice box. I'm shaped like a tornado. I am shaped like a tornado. There's a difference between a juice box and a tornado. I'm built like a top. I'm built like a top.
He's dreidel shaped. He's very dreidel.
Yeah, so settle down with that. And yes, I like juice boxes. The point is, okay, you cannot, Ben, and then you'll answer. The point is, you cannot say that, okay, Biden has not accomplished more policies than Trump did while he was in office. You just can't. And so, just because of that, what do you mean making a face? He didn't.
I'm listening. I want to listen to what you're saying.
Between the Obamacare, where he said we're going to have something better next week, then it was the week after that, the week after that. He never had nothing better. They always talk shit, but never have a better fucking solution for the shit they're talking about. And also pertaining to the border, of course, that's the one thing they're running on, which is basically running off of fear, fear and scared white people. Go ahead.
Okay, so for the audience, let's address them one at a time.
Yeah.
All right, you said Obamacare, right? Obamacare, right?
He said
Obamacare, Trump did help. Listen. No, he did help in this aspect. Obamacare was initially set up with a hidden tax that if you didn't have insurance, you was going to have to pay this hidden tax, this hidden fee. So if you didn't sign up and have insurance, health insurance, you were going to have to pay this hidden fee. And Obama didn't put in a single payer thing. So that kind of like messed up Obamacare. But
No, that
in
wasn't
that regard,
Obama. That wasn't Obama. That wasn't
Obama
Obama.
didn't. He didn't block.
He didn't block it. He didn't block it. Well, I got to stop you before you keep saying something. He didn't block
that
it.
wasn't
That's
in
not
the,
That's true.
okay, but that wasn't in the plan. You go back and look at it. The single payer option was taken out of the plan by the Democrats because they felt like they didn't have enough money. Listen,
yeah, they weren't gonna be able to pass it like that.
That either you pass
so
it or
they
you don't.
felt they didn't have, but they could have pressed on. They used all their political capital.
I'm just saying, but no, but
that's number one.
So that means
Trump took away the hidden fee and the hidden tax.
That just means it was Republican blocked. That's all we're saying. Like,
no, it was never put forward because the Democrats didn't want to take up the fight.
That's not true.
But the fight was against Republicans. So, I mean, you got to understand, behind the scenes back door, they obviously realized, like, in talking to this dude, Bitch McConnell, you know what I mean? All the other motherfuckers that, okay, we're not going to get there with them. So don't put that in. But it's not like, oh, we don't want
right.
That's all.
But
I mean, it's important to frame
but
it.
But if you're going to fight for your bill, you should fight for your bill, tooth and nail.
But you can't. All of that, if the vote's not there.
You should allow. If your enemy is making a mistake, don't stop them. So if the Republicans wanted to go on record as fighting against Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act, then you should let them, because that's going to build your political power. So the Democrats are some suckers on that. But what I'm saying is, you have to give.
They got it in. What are you talking about?
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
My health care went up under Obama, that Affordable Care Act shit, by hundreds of dollars. So don't tell me what I realized in my own life. I don't care what the newspapers say. I don't care what people say. I personally experienced a bump in my health care. So
the cost of it.
And if I didn't sign up under Obama's Affordable Health Care Act as it stood before Trump came in and said, hey, we're going to take away this hidden tax because it's unfair to the people. If people can't afford health care, we shouldn't punish them for not getting health care. So you have to give him his credit on that.
Not at all.
That was the thing that Trump was. Listen, I don't like Trump just like you, but you getting emotional, bro.
No. I think honestly, man, I think you're listen. AJ Fit puts it in the way. Listen, look on the screen. AJ says Obama didn't have the votes. Republicans had the majority during his administration. So all I was saying earlier is that
they had the votes.
Hold on. All I'm saying is that any negative parts of the ACA, also known as Obamacare, were concessions to the Republicans.
But in the next 2 years, the Democrats had the House and the White House.
Oh no, who else we got?
We got Maya.
Look.
Oh, hello, Maya. Oh, there we go. What's up, girl?
Now, you know, I mean,
so I'm saying that the Democrats, they keep making excuses. They had, like, right now, they have the House. What they had the House for 2 years, they had the House. For 2 years, they had the House and they had the White House. And what did they do? Really, for the people. I'm talking about for the masses. I'm not talking about for their rich friends. Because both sides are fucking the people for their rich friends.
What? No.
I'm not on Trump's side. I'm not on Biden's side. But what I'm saying is, we got to look at this thing from a non-emotional standpoint. When we look at what they're charging Trump with, like the bullshit trial he had in New York. If I have a property, I own a property right now, and I go to a bank. The bank is going to send appraisers to say how much they think my property is worth and should they invest. So you think that these people walking out here giving Trump loans just because he Donald Trump? The bank appraised. The bank made an appraisal. They decided to invest. That had nothing to do with nothing. So why we?
It is.
I don't care The bank has operating officials who go out and make appraisals. So that whole thing was bullshit. And if he could get done like that, a billionaire, what's going to happen to a small guy like me? When I go get a loan from a bank and then they start scrutinizing it.
It happens every day.
Come on, bro.
Like us.
It's not about all of that politics and racism shit. Sometimes it's about what's happening with the masses, bro.
No. All right. You want to talk about what have the Democrats done for the masses? So you got the infrastructure bill that is looking at all of the roads and bridges that need to be repaired because of collapses and stuff like that. That creates jobs. You have the lowest unemployment rate in the history of this country. You have insulin prices that have been dropped.
I could say every president has inherited good and bad. So we could say Biden inherited.
Let you talk. Please let me finish.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. So, I mean, you know, you have lowered insulin prices for people who would die without it because it is too expensive. So that got done. He took the bank charges out. Credit card charges got scrutinized. And you don't think that impacts everybody?
Student loan debt. Student loan debt relief. Student loan debt.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Student loan debt. People, have a student loan 50 years ago and are still paying on it. That's not fair. So you're talking about what
trade school like me.
And they did that. And now you've got the Republicans in charge. And you talk about immigration. There was a bipartisan bill to address the border. Who voted against that and killed it? The Republicans.
Yeah, that was Republicans.
I don't want to hear.
Let's talk about one thing at a time. You want to talk about the border, right? Trump was only enforcing laws that already existed under Obama.
So what?
Go Google it.
So you're saying
Google it. He followed the law as the executive. He said, "Oh, this the law. Well, get out of my country." Come on, bro. The crisis at the border is because they just letting everybody in here. And you should feel bad that they're taking your tax dollars and feeding somebody that came 3,000 miles from wherever, but we can't feed veterans. Like, come on, bro. No, bro. No. Come on, man. You went to college, man. I got a GED.
You don't have to enforce every law, and not every law is just. So, just because Trump was just enforcing a law doesn't mean he had to do that or that he did the right thing.
He felt he needed to address that, so he did as president.
That doesn't mean it was the right thing. That doesn't mean it was the right thing to do.
No,
I don't care. Listen, the law.
Okay, wait. Each person, we're gonna let them finish one at a time. That way, we're not talking over each other.
Let the queen talk.
Laws used to let you lynch people. That doesn't mean if you exercised it, you were doing the right thing.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Laws didn't let you lynch people. That was just something that they were doing.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 52 years old.
Whoa.
I'm 69. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because it was applicable under the law to lynch us and kill us. Picnic. That's where the word picnic came from. Because they would pick niggas and hang them from trees. And
that's something that was going on culturally with those people, but there was no law that you could lynch people.
I had family members, great cousins, and great uncles that were lynched.
I sat on the knee of a woman who was one generation removed from slavery.
Don't do that.
My grandfather lived in Washington, D.C. because he wasn't tolerating white supremacy when he lived in South Carolina, so he cut white people. So don't tell me about something that I've heard firsthand. There was no law to allow lynching. It was just being allowed because the legal system was looking the other way.
And why was that?
So this was something that was happening to us.
And why was that?
The legal system was looking the other way, but there was no law for lynching. What are you talking about? Show me the law.
It was allowed. It wasn't the law. It wasn't.
Show me the law. Show me the law.
It wasn't against the law to lynch.
Show me the law where it wasn't against the law to lynch.
I can tell you. I can show you. It's called the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act.
which was
That's
just
something they just came up with. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about the past. Don't try to mix eggs, bro. Come on, we boiling eggs. We're not scrambling eggs.
it was allowed. It was allowed. It wasn't against any laws to lynch anybody. So
They
therefore,
came-
they had to create a bill to make it illegal.
It was
Pretty much.
against the law.
No,
It was against the law.
no, not when you had police officers attending. No, it wasn't.
Wait a second. So you're gonna say that the legal system is tied to the individual acts of people?
Isn't it? You do know how police were created in this
I
country,
don't
right?
care. They're wrong if they're not doing their job. If they're not upholding their oath to the Constitution, they're wrong.
You do
But you
know how
cannot
police
show me
were
a law
created.
that gave sanction to anybody to lynch anybody. That's something that white supremacists came up with as a terror act against black people. It was going unpunished because they happened to be in control. But there was no law that allowed people to sanction lynching. That goes back to the 1800s when you had cowboys running around. There were anti-lynching laws back then. So what are you talking about?
No. Why were police created?
Now you want to give me a history lesson about slavery and after slavery, and I'm talking about the law as it's written.
Okay, can I say something? Let me say something to you. He is correct.
I'm holding to the letter of the law as it's written.
He is correct.
They created police. Why?
You know what, Maya? He is correct. There wasn't a law that said lynching was okay, but the police did turn a blind eye to it. And the historic legislation is known as the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act.
And that's something they just came up with.
No, they came up with it. Okay, for over 100 years, there were more than 200 failed attempts by U.S. lawmakers to pass an anti-lynching legislation. Lynching refers to a murder by a mob. Okay,
right.
mainly done by white Americans to African Americans. Nope. The Emmett Till law. No, this was not something they just came up with. You're wrong. I'm looking at it. Listen. They tried to pass it years ago, 1992, over and over again, and they couldn't get it passed.
Listen, man.
This is a law that they're trying to create for a specific incident that was happening to black people, an isolated incident. So listen to what I'm saying.
It wasn't an isolated incident.
Listen what I'm saying. It was only happening to black people, this lynching thing, right? By and large, it was mostly happening to black people.
That's not true at all.
But listen, bro, by and large, it was
Asian Americans. Okay.
The law is called the vigilante law. And that's what they had against mob justice. So a lot of people felt that they didn't need an extra law because they already had the anti-vigilante law, where you can't take justice in your own hand. That's when mobs were going around back in the Cowboys days and just lynching people.
Bro, but
so I'm saying that something was created after, but there was never a law that sanctioned lynching. That's just doing dishonest.
I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna put this out there.
And why the police was created? We ain't talking about that.
Hold on.
Why the police was created? What that got to do with any of this?
Ben, can you hear me? Just listen.
Seriously. I want to know.
I'm challenging you right now and just saying.
Hold on, we got technical difficulty. Okay, go ahead, Pedro. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I got you. Is there a such thing? Are we aware of a thing called an unwritten law? This is a thing. It's a phenomenon in every society.
Listen.
Hold on. It might not have been on the books.
You want me to answer it, or do you want me to answer your question? Do you want me to answer your question, or do you want me to say what you want me to say?
Good point.
Now you asked me a question.
Go ahead.
Is there an unwritten law? Yeah, every law in the universe is unwritten. There are many unwritten laws. But we're talking about a society that has created a constitution. We're talking about a republic that has created a constitution. And yet, listen.
What was Jim Crow?
Jim Crow. Jim Crow was a legal sanctioned thing by the government. It was legally sanctioned in some states.
Was that a law? Or was
I just said Jim Crow was
procedures and policies that white America put into place to disenfranchise and
I don't disagree with you.
People of color.
So
Jim Crow was a thing.
Page on that.
Okay, Jim Crow was a law created by mostly southern states. This is real law. But because of the constitutionality of the republic, that got done away with.
Did it?
Yeah.
It was done away with.
Yeah.
And
there's no
replaced
more
with
Jim
what?
Crow. I don't have to go to the blacks only bathroom no more.
And replaced with what?
Because it was deemed by the federal government and the Supreme Court to be unconstitutional.
And replaced with what?
Okay.
I don't know. What's the law? What's the law you talking about? Yeah, as far as I know, Jim Crow ain't been replaced. Who replaced Jim Crow?
Procedures.
Who replaced Jim Crow?
Okay, let me ask you this. Why did
Okay.
there have to be a law that prohibited discrimination for fair housing? Why did there have to be a law that prohibited discrimination for equal employment? So, see, laws had to be created to stop practices that were not law, but were practices, policies, and procedures that were being used by the powers that be to disenfranchise and discriminate against people of color. So then,
Yes.
people of color started crying about it, complaining about it, and so then, it goes up the chain, and then finally somebody says, "Oh, I guess we should create a law that says you shouldn't do that."
Yeah. Okay.
Why was a law be passed called the Crown Act to keep employers from discriminating against black people for wearing their hair naturally?
Are you gonna let me answer?
Go ahead. I'm just throwing out other examples. Go ahead.
Okay, you gave me examples of why laws needed to be created. It's because constitutionally people were trying to circumvent the Constitution. So, in order to affirm that the Constitution is for everybody, you have to go and make these laws. Just like you had anti-Asian hate bills, you had discrimination against Latinos and Hispanics. You have many laws that have been created through the Constitution to rectify the situation.
Because the Constitution didn't cover every possibility.
No, because the Constitution is a living document. And this country is only 200 something years old. So it's still growing.
Document.
It's not whack.
Hold on.
It's the reason why you free right now.
Okay. Hold on.
Are we free?
Hold on.
Okay. I don't know about you. You still playing?
Time out. Can I step into my own show for a minute?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
My own show for a minute. The Constitution. B. Rose says the Constitution was not written for people of color or women, and obviously this is something. And this is where we need to talk about. And Maya, I think, brought it up best. Is like we're really talking about a difference between written law and practice, right? So like you can write a bunch of shit on a piece of paper, but what you do might not actually matter regarding that piece of paper. And many amendments have been made to try and curb the practices, but honestly, the practices keep practicing hard as hell, nigga, and they win the national championships every motherfucking year. And as much as they amend, it keeps morphing into this same system of oppression, right? So it's like this is what we're constantly fighting against and talking about, right? It's like
put an end to it.
I heard George W. Bush out loud one time say, "The Constitution is just a piece of paper." This old geeky country ass motherfucker, and I hate every time the Obamas nuzzle up to this nigga. But he's one of the first motherfuckers I ever heard to be like, as a president, he's like, "Oh, that's just paper. Who gives a fuck? I wipe my ass with it every fucking day." You know what I mean? So, when we talk about laws, we're actually talking about the practice of them and not just the literature behind it. And so
Also,
about lynching was legal, it was because it was never illegal either.
There you go.
It was
okay,
never
Go ahead, Shane.
to
hold
actually
up.
make to create punishment for it, right?
Right.
So it's like that, and so with me and you, Ben, all I ever want you to do is like really focus on that, and you have the freedom to focus on whatever you want to. So I'm not.
But
trying to control your
Ben is,
mind.
but
What I'm
let's
saying is,
focus
like,
on Ben being wrong.
To me, that's the important part, right? It's like the difference between practice and the written part.
Okay,
Billy
Pedro,
fucked up.
Pedro, let's focus on him being wrong. The Constitution is a living document that don't give a fuck about us. Bingo, bango. The 3/5 clause of the United States.
There you go. We're considered.
1787.
Okay. Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
So you're saying that I should? It's not a whack. The Constitution is not whack, but this is what was in the Constitution: that we are 3/5 of a human being.
Mm-hmm.
That's just wrong, and it makes the Constitution whack. And it should be updated to the climate we have now. So the Constitution is bullshit. Number one. Number two, the fact that's like me saying we don't have laws of smacking Ben, because Ben know he gonna shoot him, but we don't have laws. If it's not a law, the fact they had to make it a law means it was so prevalent. It was so prevalent.
Now,
They were like, we gotta make it. We gotta make it a law. They were hanging so many men and women and children and feeding children to crocodiles for sport.
And nobody was going to jail for it.
And nobody went to jail. They beat Emmett Till was killed, and there was also a young black girl that was raped and beaten almost to death in Texas. And in fact, To Kill a Mockingbird is based off of this case. But this case, according to the lawyer before he died, said that this was a case of at least 2,099 same situations, that not one of them challenged it and went to jail. This guy that was based off, the lawyer was based off of Kill a Mockingbird, was the first lawyer to say, yo, fuck that. You can't just rape and kill. You can't grape and kill a young black girl and just tiptoe away. So
I hope they burned it down.
that was actually,
Can I say one thing?
that was
And then
actually in
I'm
the
gonna be
movie.
done with that.
Okay.
Listen,
I'm just
I'm
saying
gonna say this
that's the
one
truth.
thing,
That
and I'm
really
gonna be
happened.
done with that. Some of our greatest leaders, I love Dr. King, because Dr. King had the intestinal fortitude to say to America, I'm gonna make you live out what's in that document. I'm going to make you live up to the true creed of it. And he gave his life for it. Malcolm X said similar things. He said, I don't need no more amendments. I don't need no more documents. If America is to be true, and that's what we got to hold their feet to the fire. So you got to be willing to hold their feet to the fire.
But you
see, my thing is, I'm not going to sit around and complain about it. I'm going to hold people's feet to the fire.
Well, how come you ain't hold Trump's feet to the fire?
I agree. I agree with Ben that, like, or at least this is my or I say I disagree with Shane, is that, like, I don't think that the Constitution is whack. It's always been known as this beautifully written document. But again, when we talk about the practice of it, the application has always been
whack,
right? Yeah. So
It's
it's
more about the interpretation.
and this is what Ben is saying. It's like, if we, and Martin Luther King and everybody, like, if we actually just did the document, and somebody said it earlier, and I think B Rose was like, it wasn't meant for certain people.
No.
This was white men writing a document for themselves. But if we
It was meant for white men.
apply it to everybody, we actually apply it to everybody.
White
It's a
men.
beautiful concept. It really is.
It was meant for white men.
Absolutely.
I don't know if y'all believe in God or cosmic energy or whatever you believe, but I believe that through cosmic energy, they created a document that was bigger than what they thought. And now this is the consequences that they're going to have to suffer as a result of writing down all men are created equal. You see, and then on this other thing, I don't care what they created the document for because it's been rectified several times. They wrote the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, 16th Amendments, which gave certain rights, which brought us back into the fold. So I'm going to accept that and I'm going to hold them to that. I'm not worried about that 3/5 of a person because the amendments offset all of that. So I'm going to make them hold to it.
But the 3/5 was an amendment, right?
But one more thing I'm gonna say, black people, right? Y'all, last time y'all asked me, well, what's the answer? We need to start doing what our ancestors did right after slavery. After slavery, in 40 years, we had our own. We built our own.
They burned it down, killed us.
You're not getting right because you're accepting the Dred Scott decision as it stands.
Hold on, one at a time.
Go ahead, my sister. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that's all fine and good, but they are not going to let us have shit. Okay,
see, that's what I'm saying. What do you mean they don't let us have?
They mobbed us. They put lakes.
I don't care. You free today because of Nat Turner. You free today because of the slave Gabriel. They knew they couldn't occupy us and hold us in chains anymore like they were before because of these people. So you need to get that spirit back.
We are
stop
still
fucking about what they're gonna let us do.
No,
I'm God.
We are slaves.
Psalm 82
to capitalism and mass incarceration, baby doll. Wake up and smell the coffee.
What was it, Maya? What was the first thing you said?
You're letting them do
mass consumerism, capitalism, and in mass incarceration. We are.
I just addressed that. We need to build. We need to stop making excuses and build.
I'm just saying they're not going to let us. We are slaves, and we are.
What you talking about? They're going to let you sit?
Here's one thing I want to challenge.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You talk about how the amendments perfected, this.
I didn't say perfected. I said it remedied it.
Remedied things. But when we look at the 13th Amendment, and shout out to Ava DuVernay for really pointing this out on a mass level, on a mass consumption level. But when we look at the 13th Amendment, it does not abolish slavery.
Oh,
it does not.
Or lynching.
All it does is relegate it to what we now call the industrial prison complex, right?
Mass incarceration.
Yeah,
but like Maya said,
mass incarceration happens to everybody in America. We're disproportionate. Hold on. We're disproportionate, but the masses of the prisoners that's in jail, because I have family in jail, they're white.
No. But that doesn't matter. This is
so they lost their rights too.
No. Hold on. This is when proportionality matters more than raw numbers, right? Because when we talk about a representative society, if you tell me that white people are 56% of the general population and maybe like 53 or 54% of the prison population, then there probably should be 56% of the college population and 56% of the motherfuckers that work at Starbucks and 56% of the motherfuckers that work at Walmart, right? In general, across the nation, right? But when we say that Black people are about 13 to 14% of the population, but 39% of the prison population, yes, there are less Black people in jail than white people, but obviously we're getting incarcerated at a higher rate. So it's like raw numbers aren't the story in a situation like this. Like it's honestly detrimental, Ben, and I'm gonna come at you real. It's detrimental to be like there's more white people in jail. That's because there's more white people, and all that proves is that white people do crime just as much as niggas do. They just don't get caught as much because if it was. But my point was about the 13th Amendment. Then there would be like 80% of the prisoners would be white because they're a greater percentage of the population.
Oh my God!
If they're doing less crime, it's just that they're policing us more heavily. So
how about this? How about Black people stop doing crime? Period.
Say it again.
How about black people stop doing crime? Period.
Ben,
I
How
grew
about
up in
everybody? How about everybody does? Who just asked black people to do?
Everybody. But listen, we're behind enemy lines. You got to start thinking like a warrior. You behind enemy lines, bro.
Why do black people do crime?
You can't do anything.
Why does anybody commit crime? Anybody.
Because they poor, they hungry.
Most likely,
Yes,
either poor or
you're
greedy.
right. Yes, Queen, you are right.
You're probably
Yes,
either
Queen,
poor,
you are absolutely
greedy,
right.
or fucking stupid, right? Because I don't believe in just one or the other. I'm positive, negative, neutral. Some people are just fucking dumb, but some people are desperate, and some people are just motherfucking greedy, right? Bernie Madoff is no more of a thief than motherfucking whatever they thought George Floyd was, right? Like whatever you thought George Floyd was, Bernie Madoff was worse.
way worse.
Way worse. Because George Floyd's $20 bill wasn't even fucking fake. And that's why he died. Right? So all I'm saying is that, like, please do not ever give that raw number again as if it's significant. Because yes, there are more white people in jail, but we're policed more than we are. We are policed more.
Pedro, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, Pedro. But I was talking about with regards to the 13th Amendment and rights being taken away. So the 13th Amendment, see, this is the thing that black people don't understand our power. Whenever we get rights in this country, right? Whenever we stand 10 toes down, everybody gets rights. Because we got the right to vote, white women got treated different. Puerto Ricans got treated different. Hispanics and any other nationality. So as a result of us standing up, we got to realize what our position and our power is. We have to stand up, and we stood up for these things. And this is why we're not totally free, because like I said, the system is designed to work against you. But we are closer to freedom as a people than we think, and we need to stop giving away. We are, bro. We are, bro. I come from a city where it was 800 murders in a year. Last year, it barely got to 300. So you can look at the
better. That's why, Joe, because crime went up under Trump, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
And
that is why Joe Biden is
crime went up under Obama.
States. No, it didn't. That's not true.
No.
What kind of crime are we talking about? Right? Murders are down under Joe Biden. They are.
Yep. Yeah. Murders are down. When you take a look over the history of places like Washington, D.C., New York, St. Louis, L.A., murders have been going down steadily for more than 20 years, bro. I'm just saying that
I grew up in Detroit. Murders are down.
That's what I'm saying. So you know that this is a pattern that's been going, and it has little to do with the president. It has to do with the evolution that's happening in the minds of the people. Even wars today, they talking about 30,000 people down. They had wars where 100,000 people died in a day. So things are progressively getting better. So which one do you want to hold on to? Yeah, we're killing less. Every day is a step towards the embetterment of yourself and the embetterment of the world. So, like, come on, man. Like, stop looking at the glass half empty. The glass is half full.
Well, no, but
we're in the rise. We ain't gotta let nobody do nothing to us, Queen.
Yes, ma'am. Statistically, blacks get harsher sentences under the judicial system than any other race. And that's a fact.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that? Because if justice is blind, two people with the same record committing the same crime would get the same punishment, right? But they don't. So we already know that prosecutors and judges and police all, as Pedro said earlier, we get police harder. We can walk into a store and people are following us around because they assume that we're going to steal, while the whites and other ethnicities are stealing them blind. Okay, so we're the ones who get profiled. And so, I mean, if we think that there's fairness, it's not. Look at Trump. If that was you with those indictments, if that was you with those cases against you, your ass would be in jail. But he's walking around free as a bird, running his mouth, cussing people out, threatening a bloodbath in the country if he doesn't get elected because he's white. And that's facts.
For me, if I can jump in, Maya brought up a lot of important things for me. First of all, a ring of white women just got caught with like millions of dollars worth of that they plucked out of stores because they were following good black citizens around for no reason, which also leads to that whole idea of being policed harder, but also not just overly policed and overly punished, but also falsely, right? Like falsely imprisoned, right? Like let's remember Khalif Browder, a young man who did nothing one night. And there was a report of a theft of a backpack. Police pull him over, and next thing he has nothing to do. And when I say pull over, this is New York, so we're talking about sidewalk shit, right? Pedestrian shit. And he has no backpack on him, blah blah blah. But this man spends months in Rikers without any justice, any recourse, any representation. Is abused in there, not only by the inmates, but starved by the guards and just abused. And then comes home and kills himself because that system ate him up, and understandably. So, and that's just the one case that we know about because Jay-Z latched onto it, and we were able to see a documentary about it. But how many times has that? And we know, like, first of all, and when we talk about laws, like after so Reconstruction era, right? And then when we talk about the 13th Amendment and it's the construct of that, what happened then? It became illegal to loiter, be outside, sundown law, like
sundown towns.
Outside. The loitering laws came when they released us from slavery.
I'm just saying,
the vagrancy laws and the loitering laws came back then.
That Reconstruction,
but that should be expected. That should be expected.
I mean, that's not for me.
I don't want to go back 100 years. As of today, I feel like more black people need to get involved in the political landscape, and we need to start voting locally. And going back to the Queens when she was talking about the incarceration rate and everything, it's because a lot of people wait around, and this is why I don't get high off this election or the president BS, because it's the local municipalities when you vote that you get prosecutors, you get DAs and all of that, judges. Those are elected officials who you can hold directly accountable in your community. But most of the time, our people don't go out and flex their political power.
I will agree with that. I agree with that.
And when we get people in there, we don't hold them to the fire and say, hey, we didn't send you up there for that. We allow them to slum around, and then they end up on somebody else's agenda when we send them for our agenda. So we need to do at a grassroots level, we need to do a better job of picking people to represent us. And the courts will change through a process because now you'll see people that look like you, more people that look like you on the jury, more people that look like you standing in the prosecutor's booth, more people that look like you in the judgeship. And people that are fair-minded because you're holding them accountable.
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why you keep saying that we need to definitely use our power. We definitely tried to use our power consistently. Not only have we been,
it worked in 2020,
but it worked in 2020. If you look at the women in Georgia that basically saved the election, with black women specifically. But when black people come together and try to build on our own shit, they do absolutely have, forget just the economics of trying to be better. You have a people that specifically go against everything that we move forward. They try to move us 2 steps back. So our journey is 4 steps harder than everybody else's. So you can't say,
so what?
No, I'm not saying don't stop. I'm saying, but understand the reason we haven't gained any traction is because these motherfuckers are active villains.
Right.
When black people
not,
get,
That's what you like.
no, but
If you don't have no enemies in this life, you ain't done nothing.
But no, what Shane's saying, it's like not due to a lack of effort. It's not like
right.
black people don't organize,
Right.
right? Like
It's
Look
due
at
to a
those
lot of.
brothers in Tennessee.
Go ahead.
And was it Tennessee that that white state legislature tried to get rid of them simply because they were protesting against some, I forget what it was. You know who I'm talking about? Yeah. And I mean,
I respect that brother. And the other brother. I respect them.
They try to squash it, and it's hard. And you know, at times, and I'm not saying that's me, but I've heard it. You get tired of fighting all the goddamn time.
and,
When is enough enough?
and they like, and I'm so glad you got me there, Maya, because like what I was gonna say is that like there are these systematic obstacles that keep us running around so that we can't go to the city council meeting or the school board meeting or whatever, because now you got to pick up an extra shift at your third job to pay for the thing that, you know what I mean? So it's like it's all connected and it's all intentional, right? These aren't mistakes that are being made. It's not like, oh wow, look what happened. We cut education and now, or we cut programs and now these others can't go vote or whatever. So it's like it's all intentional.
So what can we do?
Hold on, just actively. History gets cyclical when we don't learn from it. Like they are in many states, trying to suppress black votes, straight up, just black people from both. Gotta have
closing polling places,
family tree,
moving polling places far away, so if you can't get to it, older people or people on disability that don't have valid transportation, that they got to go 50 miles, 60 miles, 70 miles to go vote. What kind of bullshit is that?
But okay, and I want to say something.
So go 60 miles to vote.
And also, there was something I was looking for. I found it. Is when it comes to
we did a whole bus boycott in our cars.
Oh no, we did a bus boycott.
Exactly, and we had no help from nobody. It was just black people on the front line making it happen. So make it happen. Stop crying and make it happen, bro.
That's not true. Okay. And also, when you were trying to say about violence, about the most violent areas are red states by far. The most violent reactions to anything political, guess who is from? It's not from the Democrats. It's from Republicans.
And not just political, but crime in general.
In general,
like the top 10. Criminal states.
I live in a democratic city. There's a lot of violence.
9 of the top 10.
But it's not the most. In fact, can I show y'all something real quick? And the person that's saying it, but he is factual. Listen.
Republicans are physically dangerous, and here's the statistical proof. I've been hearing a lot about Democrats being too soft on crime, and how it's dangerous to live in Democratic-controlled areas. 11 of the 15 states with the highest violent crime rates are all Republican-controlled. The 4 that aren't are New Mexico, Arizona, Michigan, and Nevada, all purple states. The 7 states with the lowest violent crime rate are all solidly blue. You think it's so scary to live in a Democrat-controlled state like New Jersey? Well, you're almost 4 times as likely to be the victim of a violent crime if you live in Tennessee. In the last decade, Arkansas's violent crime rate has gone up by 38%. Same for states like South Dakota and Alaska. Meanwhile, New York has seen a drop of 8%. Hawaii, 9%. Massachusetts, 28%. Well, maybe it's just the cities then. No. If you live in Alaska, you are almost twice as likely to be a victim of a violent crime than if you lived in San Francisco. And more than twice as likely than if you lived in New York. Maybe the reason Republicans are so interested in vilifying teachers is because if more people learned to interpret statistical data, fewer people would vote Republican. I'm Steve Hofstetter, and this was In a Minute.
Boom.
Can I say something real quick?
Wait, no, yeah, let's get a rebuttal.
I'm going to say something real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I vote for who I like. But listen, you could say that's a Republican state, right? But where are the majority of the murders happening? They're happening, right, in cities controlled by Democrats. So it's a book on how to lie with statistics. And I think that's what they're doing. They lying with statistics. Most of the cities that are in these states, in these red states, right? Because it's in your state, so you have to take accountability for it, right? It's in your state. But these cities are controlled by Democratic leaders.
That's not
Yeah.
true.
That's not what he
That
said.
is true. That is true.
That's not
You
what
just
he
said the guy just said Tennessee, right?
I looked at.
Memphis.
Hold on.
Memphis. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So no, he's saying the city with so you're distinguishing between a blue city within a red state.
Red state.
Where crime is really happening in these rural areas, like in the rural areas of Maryland, where I live.
Bro,
There's not much happening, but in the democratically led city of Baltimore, there's crazy crime going on. In the democratically led city of Washington, D.C., there's crazy crime going on. In the democratically led city of Richmond, there's crazy crime going on.
Stretch out, Pedro.
I'm
Come on.
stretch
Come
for
on.
this one, and then I'm gonna get loose. All right.
All right, there you go.
So any city
Yo, make me
is
fire up.
any city is ultimately governed by state law. So any blue city in a red state. So let's go Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, State. Tennessee 3 was brought up by Mama Maya up there, right? Just passed a law that you could open carry pretty much anywhere except for
watch the crime rate go down.
Except for
No.
hold on. Except for like churches, blah blah blah, whatever, blah blah blah. But when we talk about violent crime, especially related to guns, those state by state, those are typically regulated in different ways, right? Like California gun laws are very, very different than Tennessee gun laws, right?
You're telling me, Pedro.
So all I'm saying is that oftentimes cities are actually governed by what do we call them? Governors. And when we look at Republican governors and the Republican legislatures that run a lot of these red states, blue cities can only do so much.
There you go.
Legislations are not working to provide these blue cities. Or should we just call them black cities in these red, or should we call them white ass states that aren't looking to provide resources for a city like Memphis? Like, you really think that a white ass legislature in Tennessee is looking to, bro, they just took over the system there to regulate black people differently, to put black people through court different. All this shit, I be doing too much shit, gang. And then all this shit be stuck in my head, and then I drink wine all day and get mad. The reality is these motherfuckers,
Mississippi too.
yeah. So it's just like you can't put it on a blue mayor in a red state to be able to regulate and run his city.
So why we need the mayor then?
According, like, no, you gotta flip. Like, a red state isn't gonna.
So why we need the mayor?
A city in a red state is not gonna run properly.
Why we need a city council?
Okay, but Ben, the point
to check
is,
the mayor. That's why you need a city council. The city council is the Senate or the Congress.
At the local level, yes.
And the point
and
of
your city
contention
court
is
your judicial. That's your SCOTUS of your town. So
Why-
it's all scaled up, right? It's always 3 branches.
right.
Executive is your mayor, judiciary is your city, is your district court or whatever, and the fucking legislature is your city council. And then you scale it up on a state and a federal level. So that's all. That's the only way constitutionally, get back to that we're supposed to operate, right? That's just the operational. That's the SOP, standard operational
Operating procedure.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yes, sir.
but, I haven't said anything. I'm just saying to you, Ben, that
Mhm.
if you look at, like you said, and Pedro said, white people in power don't want to help the black people that may have extra crime in their city. They want to see that, or they would snuff it the fuck out.
Because it gives them justification to try to pass legislation or come up with some process or way to justify taking over that town.
and
and
militarizing
doing
the
what they wanna
police.
do. I'm sorry, Flint,
People
Michigan.
militarizing the police.
Flint, Michigan comes to mind. Well, look at what they did to that city. Fucked it up.
And
Fucked
then
it up.
Governor Snyder got away.
And got rid
I
of it.
agree. I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I'm saying, what do we do knowing the game? Do we give them our chips and stop playing the game?
Revolution. I want this civil war. I want to fuck some people up because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
That ain't gonna work.
All I said is I bought guns, but listen, I mean,
hey, you trying to get this channel banned? Get out of here with that.
My answer would be secession. I think we should split.
I like that too.
I really do. I don't think we need a civil war. Honestly, I don't know why we're holding on to Kentucky or Mississippi or Tennessee or Florida. Right?
Or South Dakota.
You ain't putting in on this, man. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Like, go do your. We got our Constitution. Let's go follow it the way it's never been followed. But let's do it.
Yeah.
And go write your own shit, and it'll be in crayon, and that shit's gonna melt in the sun. And then every year they're gonna be like, "Fuck, we supposed to do now, man."
Give the Confederate states back let them become Confederate states. Get rid of them. Fuck them. The blue states are the ones that fund them anyway.
Oh, hey,
cut the umbilical cord.
California and New York alone could fund 30 states and give them 20.
And by the way,
50-50 split. Let's go 25-25.
I hate to, you know what? I hate to give Hot Seller another thing, but this is another thing that proves the point right here.
Republicans are bad for the economy, and I have the receipts. A recession is defined as a significant decline in economic activity lasting at least 2 quarters. 10 of the last 11 recessions happened under Republican presidents. The last Republican president to not have a recession begin while he was in office was James Garfield in 1881, and that's probably because he was president for only 6 months. Meanwhile, the majority of people in the world weren't even born the last time there was a recession under a Democratic president. Let's look closer at the recent past. Since 1980, America has seen 5 recessions. They started in 1981, 1990, 2001, 2007, and 2020. And despite America being led by Democrat presidents 18 of those 43 years, all 5 of those recessions began with Republicans in office. Ian Fleming famously wrote that once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, and 3 times is enemy action. Well then, what would you call 5 times? I have a word for it. Evidence. Do you agree? I'm Steve Hofstetter, and this was In a Minute.
Hey, can I say one thing?
No, please.
Okay, listen.
Please.
This is a part of the broader game that's being played with the masses. They bring in, I'll go back to George Bush #1, right? They brought him in to kind of tank him and Ronald Reagan. They carried it on a 12-year cycle. They said, oh, you know what? 12 years is a little bit too long. They brought in Bill Clinton. They still got their tax cuts. They still running with the program. As a matter of fact, Bill Clinton put into place most of the laws that Ronald Reagan had initiated. So this is a game that's being played with us. And I want y'all to think a little bit outside the box. They bring in one, he's the good cop. Then they bring in the other, he's the bad cop. And while you're busy worrying about all of that that's going on with the good cop and the bad cop, they're going behind the invisible glass talking about what's the next play to get you to go along with the BS. That's all that is. That's just them playing a game with us. Good cop, bad cop.
So everything.
Have you ever been arrested, Shane? Shane, you know you've been arrested, so you've seen good cop, bad cop.
Hey, man, you know what? Hey, we ain't really got to bring this shit up right now. I thought we was talking about the economy. I don't know what happened when my shit came out. Okay, then. Wow.
What was that?
I don't know what the hell that was. I think I'm just
caught astray.
So I know, Ben, that you're a proponent of being active on the local level. But then when we talk about nationally, and you said they a lot, I'll call them the powers that be. I think we all kind of have an idea of something what we're talking about, right? Without being able to completely, fingerprint it. But what then would be your solution for that? Like with the they, and that if they gonna do this and they gonna do that, and it's like, is it not participate or is it like, so what's your solution on this federal level? Because yes, local is important, but again, it's just scaled up. And Maya brought up earlier, like President Biden is doing a lot of things and has done a lot of things that will, like they're already pulling like 50% of children in general out of poverty, especially Black children, right? With the child tax credit. So there are tangible things that are being done economically. So and this is when I get worried when you're like, it's all the same, because Nancy Pelosi gets dough off of the stock market based on inside information all day, probably, right? But she's also not trying to snatch a peanut butter and jelly sandwich out your kid's mouth.
Boom.
Like, she's like,
No, she's trying to get you to willingly give the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Say it again.
One is a thug and one is a con man. Nancy Pelosi is trying to con you into giving up your peanut butter and jelly. That's the only difference.
Or maybe Nancy,
one has Vaseline, one don't do no Vaseline.
Maybe Nancy Pelosi wants to give you a better sandwich, maybe a BLT.
No,
and she's still going to have.
I refuse to believe this lady cares about us, because during the pandemic, she was telling people about the ice cream in the refrigerator. Come on, man, stop! Don't cape for that woman.
Here's the thing.
Don't cape for her. Don't cape for her.
I'm not going to argue that Democrats aren't getting rich in this, and that there aren't wealthy ass Democrats in our government, right?
Yeah,
that's obvious.
Yeah.
But like, Republican policies are literally seeking to only keep money in wealthy pockets, and Democratic policies tend to be like, 2 for me, 1 for you, and at least there is a giving of the money. At least they're like, I'm gonna get mine, but we got something for you in here, right? And
but I'm gonna snap it back in taxes.
No, you did see that the Republicans. Yeah, you did see that the Republicans want to propose budget cuts to include Medicare, Social Security, defund the police, education, get rid of IRS, and all this kind of stuff. How does that help the masses? Help raise the return?
Getting rid of the IRS?
I don't understand that. You don't hear any Democrat
on the IRS. If we got rid of the IRS, there'd be no change in our lives. Our lives would get better.
What?
Okay.
No.
Listen. Let me finish. Let me hear it. We have a country that ran for 200-something years without the IRS. We never had crisis with funding. Listen. The IRS was created to sell us all back into slavery. According to the Constitution, right?
It all makes sense now.
Income was allowed to be taxed according to the 16th Amendment. That's why the Supreme Court decided 9-0 that the 16th Amendment gave no new rights to the government to create taxes. They decided 9-0, right? They went and circumvented that law to create the IRS to take wages from wage earners. Wage earners are not supposed to be taxable under our IRS law. And if you think it's a joke, there's plenty of information. Go out there and find me the law that says they have the right to tax a wage earner. And a wage earner was classified, I don't have the whole classification in front of me, as different than an income earner.
Okay.
Income. So the people that's supposed to be paying taxes on the federal level are the corporations who make income. So we be great without the IRS, because in my state, municipal taxes takes care of my state.
Again,
I think hold on. Municipal taxes come from?
They come from gas. They come from the lottery. They come from a host of other. When I go buy some clothes,
property tax is a big thing.
There you go. And where I live is the highest property tax.
Maya, before I let you loose on them and like that shit up.
Yeah, let me loose.
This is the most contentious ass people.
No. But these are all good.
Y'all crazy.
These are all good conversations that the community has to have, right?
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I'm gonna break down the letters. IRS, Internal Revenue Service. It's the way our government is supposed to make money, right?
It's how it's funded.
So
what pays for those cocksuckers in Congress?
So
their wages and benefits.
all I'm saying is when I say that, right, no matter whether we are supposed to be taxed on our wages or income or whatever, the Internal Revenue Service is supposed to be about getting the government's money, right? And you say that an income is supposed to be taxes for corporations and businesses, right? But that's why the Supreme Court decides that businesses and corporations are people, right? So that they don't have to be taxed like we do. So hold on, we're going back to our earlier part of the conversation, right? Now we're talking about the law versus the practice, right? So now the Internal Revenue Service is not the problem, it's the practice, right? It's that corporations should never have been defined as people, but that these industries, which are allowed to make billions and trillions off of our labor, no longer have to make taxes off that. And now the government has decided to chase you and I down, the little man, for the pennies. They've stepped over dollars for pennies, right? And it's like, if you're actually running a business, and since we're capitalistic, let's talk business, why the fuck aren't you going after the fat pockets? And why are you in my skinny ass wallet, right? So it's like, it's not that the Internal Revenue Service, in my opinion, is wrong. It's that the application, right? The practice of what we do has been subverted by a 1% that want to keep money in their pockets. So they say a corporation is a person, which is logistically dumbest shit you could ever say. You tell me that General Motors is a person.
I agree with you, Pedro, but this was allowed by the people.
The IRS is the problem, and they're not. It's their.
They are.
The problem is the practice. Like
they're unconstitutional body,
right?
The IRS is an unconstitutional body that was created.
Only the way it's being applied.
No,
but
it's not supposed to exist. Every state is listen.
This wasn't a capitalist society.
Listen. Okay, go ahead. It was what?
It was born from a colony of a monarchy, right? So like they're just on the verge of things. So yeah, they're not gonna have the whole language of like what corporations are working there. All the money was for the queen, right? So as they start to form their own shit, like I'm assuming things weren't fully worked out. But at this point in our society, we understand that clearly the government is only trying to collect taxes, and especially the conservative side of our government is only trying to collect taxes from the small people and not the big corporations.
The big corporations.
And the Democrats are like, we just want to charge you more. Like we want to charge you. So you gotta pay something. Like, just
all right.
On my back.
Can I say this before I forget? All right, listen. Every state is incorporated. That is the corporation that is over you for whatever state you live in. They are responsible for paying the income taxes, which I said already comes out of the municipal taxes. So the IRS wasn't needed. It was only created when they created the Fed Bank, which is not a governmental entity. It's private banking. They sold us to the private bankers. So everything that's happened and the things that you were talking about, them calling a corporation a person, they had to do that to create a legitimate reason to give corporations the right to do things that they're doing to us, the masses. So they had to be seen as people. So this is a creation that has been created by these private bankers. It's not a constitutional thing. Even to this day, I know people that worked in the IRS, they quit because they couldn't find a law to justify what they were doing to people. Okay. So I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, they doing it wrong, but they shouldn't exist. They shouldn't exist because we already have a system where money is funneled up to the federal level through the states because the states are incorporated. Like if you go down to your state house or whatever, you'll see a plaque on the wall that says established in blah, blah, blah. That's incorporated in blah, 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 year 18, whatever.
Okay.
For me, that's why we need to break up then. Because some of these states ain't incorporated. Kentucky ain't putting in. Florida ain't putting in. The real earners earn, and
I say we take bombs and blow like their portion of the, so they can float out to the ocean.
I'm not affiliated with Pedro talking about bombs.
I'm saying no. We take explosives. I mean, you know what? Calculated systematic explosives. Put them around Texas, blow it up, and let it float out into the ocean. Let them get Texas Island and see how y'all do. Hey, South Dakota, North Dakota, we need to have somebody chip those off and then push them into the ocean, into the sea.
No, push them right up Trump's ass.
I mean, listen, the reality is we are. This is a capitalistic nation. It's the oldest democracy in the world, and the most powerful capitalistic economic system, right?
Sadly.
So that being said, we have to be realistic about the way this thing is run at this point, right? So that's not what's happening anymore, right? Like, so yeah, okay. So we have the IRS. Nobody's gonna be like, "Fuck you, IRS. You're not constitutionally legal," right? They'll just take your shit, right? So that being said, if the IRS exists and their job is to go around and collect money from people for earning money in America, right? That's essentially what it is. It's like, that's a tax. It's like, okay, you earned today, but I allowed you to do that because these are my streets, this my corner, this my block, this my state, right? Then you gotta pay something to make money here. So if that's your capitalistic business plan, my only question is, why aren't you trying to collect from the biggest earners on your block? And the ones who are not trying to do that, the ones who are not trying to do that are the Republicans, and the ones who are actually trying to collect something from the biggest earners on our blocks are the Democrats, and that's all I'm saying. And
not only that, hold up. And not only that, the Republicans that actually try to tax their ass are ostracized by the Republicans. Any Republicans that speak against the Republicans doing some fuck shit, just like right now, they feel like there's Jewish people that are speaking against Israel because they're doing some fuck shit, are ostracized. So I understand what you're saying with the IRS, but they get a lot of the people that are in position of power, when they go against the Republican little bitch ass pettiness, they end up. They not only do get replaced, they get more death threats.
That's because the people don't support them.
I know, but Liz Cheney was one of the most conservative motherfuckers you could ever have, and I didn't agree with none of this bitch said. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. As soon as she starts speaking truth to power, when I say that they kicked her to the curb, and she had to get extra security because she got more death threats than like she's had the whole time she was in government. The whole time. Yeah. Never no death threats, even though she said fuck shit. As soon as she did that, death threats.
But I'm sorry, Shane. We need to stop letting people take the bullet for us. Malcolm took the bullet for us. Martin took the bullet for us. And we stood idly by. It's a Bob Marley song. I said, while we stand aside and they kill our prophets, something to that effect. We need to stop that as people. Like, if we see Liz Cheney, let's say we don't agree with Liz Cheney. But let's say Liz Cheney put herself into the fire, right?
They did fight for her.
Those people, even if you don't like Liz Cheney, we have to come out and support Liz Cheney.
Oh, I do.
Even though we don't agree with her. You know what I mean?
I support her trying to protect the democracy of this country. Okay? I support anyone who stands up against the fuckery shit that's going on in this country. I don't care who it is, whether it's on the left or the right. If you are saying you're calling a spade, I'm with you. I'm with you.
And that was the power of her voice and Kinzinger's voice on.
He got death threats too. My bad.
Yeah. That's why he's out. He was like, "I'm fuck this shit. I got kids to feed."
No, but, and really they threatened to blow up the school bus that his kids were on. The Republicans, because they said it's called MAGA. It's called MAGA Revenge, and you can look it up. MAGA has made a list of Republicans or Republicans that have ever said something bad about Trump or against Trump, and they're targeting them. They're sending their address out online.
They're doxing them. Yep.
So crazy people know where they live at.
How do you think
consider them crazy people.
how do you think they got to Nancy Pelosi's husband? And
that's right. They beat him with a hammer. The dude hit him with a hammer.
But
no, I think that was something else. They were covering up something else. There was some other type of stuff going on with that Nancy Pelosi. Her husband was into some other kinkity winkety stuff. That was something else going on there.
Oh, you think it was him being a freak?
Come on, man. That's speculation.
I'm just saying.
Come on now.
I just listen. I read a lot of newspapers and I watch a lot of news channels, and based on I have my own mind. That's probably why I got a GED, because I wasn't the type of kid to sit in class and listen to everything somebody was telling me without doing my own investigation. And the story with that Nancy Pelosi husband, it didn't sound right, because the dude was in the house.
What about the
he was in the house with his boxing drawers on? Come on, man, something wrong.
He was in the house with what?
He had his box when the police came. The guy who was the alleged attacker was in the house. Him and Nancy Pelosi's husband were in their boxers.
I mean, I walk around my house in my underwear sometimes.
But your attacker broke in your house and he was in with the boxers?
No, that was hearsay.
Sometimes those are called rapists.
That wasn't hearsay, bro.
Oh, come on.
That's
Miss said
no. Also,
wasn't
honestly, from the video.
Okay, go look it up, man. I might have heard a wrong report. Maybe I heard a wrong report.
I think you did.
There was some other stuff going on. And the glass, when they showed the picture, the glass was busted from the inside to the out. If I'm breaking in, the glass would have been inside the house. So I'm just saying, like, what I saw as the pictures, and I was like, hey, this is more to this story. I'm not saying that it's some great conspiracy. I'm just saying it's more to that story going on. And they had cameras all around their house, and they had armed guards, and
they only have armed guards when she's there. They don't have security when she's not there and she wasn't there. But because she's the important one in that situation, right?
Do you know who Nancy Pelosi is?
The police cam video that I saw, I don't remember the attacker being in his underwear
at all.
Are you aware? Are you guys aware of who Nancy Pelosi is?
She is
her name.
Congress. She was the leader of the majority in the House.
Okay, so let me explain something to you, because Nancy Pelosi grew up not too far from here. Her family was in Baltimore. It was called the D'Alessandros family.
Okay.
They are a big time mafia family. So ain't nobody gonna play with her and her family like that.
I would think that your average MAGA dimwit wouldn't even know that. I didn't know that, and I'm fairly educated. So.
They're the D'Alessandros family. Go look it up.
But
nobody's gonna play games with them.
The house was on some Trumpty Dumpty MAGA shit.
Yeah,
he's not like, I'm not gonna fuck with them because they did Dallas.
They didn't care.
They don't know, and they don't care.
Okay. Also, I hear what you're saying.
Right.
But also,
if you look at the
amount of times where there was violence perpetrated, there's been one situation where the Democrats did it to a Republican. One compared to ready, and I'm looked it up while y'all were talking. 299 instances of MAGA Trump got people that said they did it because MAGA Trump.
Yeah, well, we should get
99. Hold on. To 1.
Go ahead. Okay.
Now those numbers. Now you can say they're fake numbers or whatever the fuck. If you look at the situation where the guy was sending all the people in CNN and MSNBC and anybody that spoke against Trump. You could look at, there was one situation where this young brother was walking through a Trump rally and they jumped him. Luckily, he had hands and he got away. And they jumped him, started beating him up. And Trump said he'd pay for their legal fees.
Yep, sure did.
Their legal fees.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, out of the two, and also the same thing, what he was saying.
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
On and on and on. when you look at the
Shane, you
IRS,
trying to
hold
get
up.
me to answer the question? Go ahead.
No, if you look at you said with the IRS, even with the IRS, sometimes it's not what the organization is doing, it's how it's being implemented. And if you ignore how things are being implemented, just like a law, it ain't against the law to lynch niggers, but you know it's wrong. And yet the people in power never really did anything until it was a law. And that law wasn't passed till 2022. Anti-law lynching. So what I'm saying to you is, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, there's unwritten laws, just like of gravity. I know that if I jump off a building, most likely I'm gonna splatter. I don't need a law to tell me that. I see what you're saying, but it's like,
and I see what you're saying. But what I'm saying, I come from a different bloodline, and like what these people do or whatever, that, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be like a bunch of ants making ant hills. You can step on one, I'm gonna make another one. Okay, if you step on, I'm not even gonna take time to concern myself with what you're doing, because I'm gonna be so busy building these ant hills.
What about if that ant is your cousin or your family member? The reason, and I can speak on this, the reason that Pedro bought guns, to my knowledge, and the reason I gonna get a gun because I like this, but I mean, it's not for me. The reason I was gonna get guns is because Pedro, unless he's frozen, is he frozen?
I'm here. I'm reading.
Pedro bought guns because his insight is seeing the fuckery that could come down the line, and you got a gun too. I'm telling you, if these white folks decide, because they lose an election, and people can lose, you know what I'm saying? San Francisco, great fucking team, still lost to Kansas City. Could have been planned, also could have been just a good game, and you lost. And they decide it's time to take out Ben, and it's time to take out Pedro, because we've been wanting niggers to go down for a while. What do you do then? Ben, if they roll up to your house, be honest.
Pedro,
their political
Pedro, you got your paperwork, right?
So
you got your paperwork straight on your firearms, right?
Shane, all day.
Shane, I'm gonna tell you like my grandfather used to tell me, get your shit together.
Me too.
If a motherfucker coming to get me, you gotta bring some ass and get some ass. It ain't gonna be no one-way street. And you can have 1,000 motherfuckers, but that one motherfucker, like my grandma used to tell me, when the boys they jump you at school, you just grab that one motherfucker and you wear his ass out. So I'm not worried about that shit. They could talk. As a matter of fact, because of who we are as a people in general. As who we are as a people in general, I know some things about this world. They have never won any war where we didn't help them, and that's even the war against us. So if we stop helping them, they can't fuck with us.
No, but I hear you. But I'm just telling you what the people at January 6th, and you can
Project 2025, baby.
Right, yeah, and January 6th. They weren't just mobbing on the general public. They were mobbing on cops. And somebody said, no, they weren't attacking.
No, cops
no, the cops was getting their. I saw the video. It was fucking video.
They should have shot him. I would have shot him.
You would have shot him if you was one of the cops?
Cops don't shoot white people. Come on,
man. No, it was a black cop. It was a black cop surrounded in the Capitol by white people. I would have ran to the top of them steps and I would have teed off on their ass.
No, he saved Mike Pence.
You'd have got about 7 shots off.
He got Mike. By the way, Ben,
they be holding up your ribs like nigger meat.
I'm telling you. That black cop never got an award, I think, because he saved Mike Pence. He led them away from. No, this is the truth. They were saying
Michael Boyd.
See, that's what I'm saying, Shane.
He was brave.
They can't do nothing. We say they ass.
No, he was brave. I'm giving you. He was brave. He talked shit and he ran up the steps. But what I'm saying is the fact that they rolled in like that, and they already said that if they lose this time it's going to be guns and bloodshed. Trump said about a week ago said there would be a bloodbath, and on and on and on. So I mean, you can look it up.
All right.
Yeah.
January 6th was a practice run.
Oh yeah,
They
Trust
did.
me.
A lot
They
of
will
cops
do
got
it
hurt.
again.
A lot of cops got
that's what the
their ass
inmates
beat.
do. You go around, you walk the perimeter, test out the weaknesses and defenses, and then
Exactly.
And there was one black cop that was throwing hands, and it was beautiful. He said it was beautiful. He started. No, you know why? One of the guys pushed the gate and hurt one of the other cops. He stopped. He could have shot him. He knuckled up and knocked out 3 people consecutively, unconscious.
I would have shot
It
him.
was
also speculatively, I also just wonder how many of those January 6 mobsters, rioters have applied to be like Capitol Police now. They're like, let's get inside. I'll get the and I will do that. But before we speculate more on that, I was inspired during this conversation to actually look up the 16th Amendment because you brought it up, Ben, and admittedly, I'm not a constitutional lawyer or somebody who knows the thing word for word. But I will give it to you guys right now as it reads from the internets. But the 16th Amendment to the United States Constitution allows Congress to levy an income tax without apportioning it among the states on the basis of population. It was passed by Congress in 1909 in response to the 1895 Supreme Court case of Pollock versus Farmers Loan and Trust Company. The 16th Amendment was ratified by the requisite number of states on February 3rd, 1913. So I think earlier you were saying that the 16th Amendment made the IRS illegal. But as I understand,
I didn't say it made it illegal. I said the IRS is something that they created to get around portions of the 16th Amendment. They did it first before they created the Fed Bank. They did it first to create a situation where it was seen that they were trying to collect taxes from the state, which I think you just read that part in there. So about the apportioning amount coming from the states.
And apportioning is about distributing money from state to state based on population. And I believe what the 16th Amendment said is that the government could collect taxes, but did not have to anymore spread it out based on state population.
Right.
And they could do it based on, whatever factors.
Who they like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
also, you got to look at this is a government.
That's what I was saying. It's based on the state. It's supposed to send that money up to the federal government.
But this is factual too. There were soldiers that came back, fought for this country, died for this country, bled for this country, could not get a house loan. They were, and that was legal. It was legal to not give it to black folks. It was legal not to give black people land. It was legal. So when you say the legality, some of the things had to be overturned. So if Pedro wants to go buy a plot of land, they can't say because you're black, you can't have that plot of land.
These communities were making community covenant or like HOA laws that prevented black people, but eventually, like I said, as it progressed, I'm saying, but
I mean,
Shane, you gotta understand, we came from chattel slavery.
Hold on, both of y'all are talking at the same time.
I'm gonna let the queen go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you're saying that was only like HOAs and stuff. No, banks wouldn't give you loans. The owner of the property or the land or whatever wouldn't sell it to you. I mean, you kind of feel like now where they've already had instances of a black person trying to sell their home. An appraiser comes in, values it low. They bring their white buddy in and change all the pictures, have it appraised again. Oh, the value went up. So there's still racial discrimination. And I mean,
we should fight against that. We shouldn't shy away from that. We shouldn't use that as a crutch.
Period.
We should be creative like that.
How do you write a law for that? Because appraisals are judgments. So how do you legalize or make it illegal to have a judgment?
No, what they done. But and I know the couple that you're talking about. They had everything in their house. They had the guy come over and appraise the house. Listen, it's been happening to a lot of people. I'm just talking about the one big story that's been in the news. I applaud this brother and sister for doing what they did because it's like this. This is a republic if you can keep it. So that those languages were being used, which meant that it always had to be a fight. And of course, us coming out of chattel slavery, they didn't want us. Most of them didn't want us to be free. Most of the poor crackers who didn't even own slaves, they had a vested interest because they had something to do, you know what I'm saying, as far as like capturing slaves and what they call them, the patty rollers. So we got to understand the situation that we in and progress from there. We can't try to automatically, because it didn't happen overnight. This is something that's been going on for 500 years in this country, but for over 2,000 years, there's been a warfare on people like us. So we got to understand the dynamic of where we are and then try to progress from there. And part of that is going to have to fight and continue to fight these battles that we don't want to fight. And I understand your frustration because some morning, listen, I'm just saying most people don't want to fight. And so I'm saying that we got to give up the notion that
we're tired. We're fucking tired.
Also, just
ain't
really
no rest for the weary.
no, but really,
You be tired when you die. Until
okay,
then, you keep marching.
No. But hold on. I think to Maya's point, there should be some rest for the weary. It's the point of being weary. And also, when we talk about fighting, it's like, well, maybe we wouldn't have to do it to Miyu's point, as I put on the screen here.
There you go. Yeah.
We need more black appraisers, right? And they also state that and black home inspectors. So it's like, and I guess this is like, and this is a greater discussion when we talk about what integration actually did for our communities or didn't do. But the reality is, at some point, we're never going to be able to really be isolated from, a greater society, right? Like, so even if we have more black appraisers, if the banks are, like, if we don't have more black loan officers, if we don't have, we have to be involved in so many other levels, right? And throughout, and in a way that is actually representative, right? You know what I mean? Not just in prison, but like in every other place, it has to be representative, right? So, and there's no mechanism or chamber set up for that, and the onus can't just be on black people to do more, right? Because we were already bankers, doctors, lawyers,
exactly,
and then that freaks them out. And then they come blow up our shit. And yeah, we're gonna sing songs and march and walk and try blah blah blah, and they're gonna let us sing and march, nigga. But like every time we actually do tangible shit, like they get violent. And I bought guns, but like I don't know if that's all of the solution. But like the reality
pretty
is,
good one to me.
It's not just black people have to do more. Like it's not just that. So like we have to talk about all of it equally then. Right, like because everybody has to do their part. Because every time black people do their part, they pull us.
But Pedro, we have now. I think this year there are a group of black billionaires who just started their own bank.
Right.
So, like I said, it's a process that's happening,
Greenwood.
but we gotta.
No, but listen, no.
It's called Greenwood.
Pedro. We don't have to do more. They got to do less of their fuckery, less of their not. They always say keep it fair, but they never want to keep it fair.
No,
they never want to keep it fair in a race or whatever else. They want us to run just as fast as them with a chain on our legs. So fuck that and fuck them with that bullshit. But the bottom line is the reason that I'm saying it on here. I don't want us to get flagged, but there ain't no way I'm going to be standing when these motherfuckers go off, and I'm gonna be standing with my hand on my dick. It's gonna be clack clack. I'm sorry, legal, not legal, whatever. Because ain't nobody gonna be like, well, they shot him. Legally, he could have shot back, but he didn't have a gun. No, it's going down. And if you look at January 6th, the way that they're doing it, and the Nazi groups are increasing. And if you look at it with the CIA, the number one fucking threat in America are white Christian national supremacy. So that was
the FBI report a couple of years ago. Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, why would that be so prominent? And it's grown and grown and grown during Trump. Why is it grown? Because
they're scared.
They scared, but you know what? If they roll up
and
to your house,
the art of war, and we're not.
Okay, but if they roll up to your house, you're telling me this is what you said, Ben, and I think
Yeah.
that's what Pedro talked about too. I mean, I've had conversation with Pedro. Is that if they decide to go that route, it's on.
Oh,
It's got to be.
You don't have no
There is
choice.
no gray area. There is no
I,
gray area.
I got
Right.
bail money. I
But
mean,
it's not
And
us
that's what I'm
start
saying
to
about
say-
right now. We don't have no choice but to start doing certain things because our people in our history, we have experienced certain things. So we should look back at our ancestors and because I always look back to 1865 all the way up to like the early 1900s. Our ancestors, with no help, no assistance, were able to galvanize themselves into a real society. And the only mistakes, like I can look back and have the benefit of their mistakes. I think the mistakes that they made where they didn't have more groups like the Deacons for Self-Defense. Because under the Deacons for Self-Defense in the 1960s, they never really had a problem. Even when white folks rolled up on their block, they was kicking them up off the block.
you talking about the Black Panthers? But look,
No,
what
I'm
they
talking
did to
about
the Black
no.
Panthers.
It's called the Deacons for Self-Defense.
But what I'm saying
Yeah,
to
you
you
can
is,
look it up. The Deacons
No,
for Self-Defense.
I
I
agree
think
with
it started in Louisiana.
No, I hear you, but what did they do to the Black Panthers? Black Panthers armed themselves.
yeah, they were. They showed up to the White House with arms.
Yeah, they were armed. They did. They were the starters of Head Start. They were
Why do-
kind
why
of
do you think-
the beginnings of the WIC program and things like that. And white
who's
people,
governor?
oh, it's illegal to have a gun and you can't have this. That's when quote unquote assault rifles were made.
Yeah, that's why
illegal.
California has stringent gun laws.
That's
No,
like-
California has
the
stringent
Panthers
laws.
are the reason why California has such strict gun laws, right? Like
Boom.
Yeah.
founded in Oakland, and who was your boy at the time? Who was your
Ronald
governor
Reagan.
at the time? Ronald Reagan at the time, right? So like
Yes,
we
sir.
know this guy. So I think to add on to that, Big Ben is just like when Black people galvanized, right? When we succeeded, when we did well, white people learned
Lost
from
they
that,
shit.
right? But not just like on the hick cracker level where they came and fuck shit up. But I think the higher up white people were like, yeah, we can't let Black people do better than poor
Exactly.
or this
Exactly.
everything up.
Because they want to keep us as a permanent underclass.
That is
No,
correct.
absolutely.
That is
But
absolutely
you gotta understand,
Ben,
like
you're right. Ben, you're right.
mechanisms work faster than the people can at this point, right? Like the because it's working in so many ways to divide from the educational level. So when we talk about the history, right, nobody's gonna learn about the Deacons for Self-Defense or the Black Panthers anymore.
because it's
right?
not taught.
So there won't be any basis for them, and obviously people like us are gonna carry on the narrative, but we're talking about like on a structural level, right, where like white, Black, Indian, Mexican, Latino kids are all sitting around learning how all these groups have fought to survive in America in their various ways and why they had to fight and what they were fighting and why, right? But like,
Why do you think they want to privatize education so badly so that they can control the narrative of of the indoctrination?
absolutely.
Yeah.
But we're trying to indoctrinate them
And
with
also, they don't want their grandchildren looking at them a kind of way because, granddad was looked at as this soft being. He couldn't hurt a fly, but granddad was at the rallies with the Klan. So, and it's happening a lot more now because a lot of white kids are becoming aware of their family history. And that's also I see as a positive.
And they
They're
don't
becoming,
like it.
and they're
That's because
denouncing
of
their own
Google.
families. You know what I mean?
Google and
So
YouTube
yeah, it's up to us
and other social media platforms where people are digging up stuff and they're posting it. We didn't have social media and these smartphones back in the day where you could share. You found something and learned something and shared it, and it goes viral.
the
There was
owner
no
of the
such thing.
The owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, recently last year was documented and that was released of him at anti-integration protests or cracker Klan meeting. I don't know what you call it. He was like yelling at Black people for trying to, and now he owns a team full of Negroes. Like it's That's where America is. But
You know what? We didn't did almost 2 hours and 50
bro, I've been on my feet
Yeah,
for 2 hours.
like 3 hours.
No, but I'm gonna let you know something. Aside from that, y'all jumping on, got a little contentious between you two, Ben and Maya.
There's passion in the debate. Let's say
There
that.
was a little bit of craziness.
I will say, if y'all ever meet live, y'all probably gonna have some really, really dirty, nasty.
Yeah, I think the queen wanted to kill me at first.
Yeah, at first she wanted to kill you, Ben. No, no, I don't see.
It's all good.
They
It's all
took
good.
a totally different direction.
No, they look. I feel like they gonna a couple of shots in. They're gonna be choking each other until they climax. Y'all gonna love it. Y'all trust me.
Wow.
Oh wow!
I didn't. Ben, that wasn't even.
The passion is
We
there.
were cool, bro.
I don't know what that happened just now.
No, Maya, you brought up passion. I hate to break it, but
I don't
you
think
brought
she
up
meant
passion,
that
bro.
way. I don't
And I know
think
you've been drinking wine.
All right. Well, next time I see you, Pedro.
But listen, we're back, and then we won't be back. Well, at least I won't be back tomorrow because I got to fly out to a show.
Oh,
I got y'all tomorrow though. I'll be here.
And then all next week I'll be here, and then until I fly out again. But speaking of flying out, I'm gonna make sure y'all know about the shows. Tomorrow in Livermore, California, I will be at the Almost Famous Winery. Make sure you come out, check out the show. Also tonight, I'll be at the Hotel Ziggy in Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles. What is it? Yeah, it's Bitch Don't Kill My Comedy. I don't know what the fuck that is. And then next weekend, I'll be in Tampa, Florida at the, I always make a fucking crazy poster. At the Funny Bone
shooting
Comedy.
somebody.
No, yeah, that's true. And soon when the Civil War comes, I'll be at the Funny Bone in Tampa, Florida for 4 shows. So if you know anybody in Tampa, go to my website, tell them to come to the show. Now my live show, my new shit about Tulsa, Oklahoma might offend white folks, but I'm doing this joke now about it. So I'm letting you know ahead of time. Keep your little bitch feelings at home if you come to my show.
That's not what we're here for. Listen, guys. Hey, listen. Shout out to Ben Yosef, Maya Baker. We appreciate y'all for coming in.
Thank y'all for coming on.
These conversations are important. I mean, as a community of color,
a lot of people were watching. So
and this also shows that we're not a complete monolith. You know what I mean? As a people, that we have varied opinions on varied topics. You know what I mean? But I think we were all able to speak to each other respectfully, with love, and you know.
No, we wasn't. Fuck that.
I mean, even if we don't ultimately,
all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm Cat Williams.
Get these
No, hey, but I really appreciate you guys and what you're doing. And like I said, I try to watch as much as I can. And I just want you guys to just keep fighting for what you believe in, because it may not look like it right now, but you guys are making impact.
I'm hoping that we don't get flagged again. I got flagged on one of my Facebooks. I got flagged.
Yeah, I got you off IG.
On IG, I can't even go live. And I guess you can't say cracker ass cracker. But you can say nigga ass nigga, but not cracker ass cracker.
Wow.
Yeah, they show fight videos, but you can't say the word fuck.
Yeah, they do. They show people beating the shit out of each other. You're right. On IG. Yeah, man, it's just and TikTok too. TikTok, you right now, I don't know if I'm not sad about you going away with your bitch ass.
Y'all better pool your money and buy that bitch, because you know what's gonna happen.
I know.
Nancy Pelosi's already about to buy it. Trust me.
No, I mean TikTok's about to go away, or somebody gonna buy it in America. But I'm telling you right now, with black creators, they used to snuff all the black creators down, and it's just crazy. And if you say certain stuff on there like white, the word white, you get flagged.
Yep.
Why do you think people use YT, YP?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, we have to get creative with the lingo because we're the racist ones now. Why do you guys keep talking about it? Okay. It's been 3 hours.
I'm letting you know. But listen, make sure y'all check us out. Make sure you watch tomorrow, Dro Solo tomorrow, because I will be on a flight. Make sure you check it out. And next week, we're going to definitely talk about it. Anytime that you or anybody want to come on, You know what? Let's do this a more. If you feel like it, if you are a Savage AF listener and you got something to say and you can back it up, you got to back it up because people gonna come at you.
For real.
Please join us on the show and tell your friends when you get a chance to.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
All right, love you.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, now deuces. All right, we out. Yeah, we out, man. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
let's be out, bro.
All right. We'll see y'all Monday. Make sure you check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up. All of that. Follow at Black Pedro, at Comedian Shang on the IG, and we will see you in Monday.